Offer law enforcement specials on suits. Cambridge Limited Men's Clothier, North Island, across from Toys R Us.
Range USA is Jackson's only indoor shooting range and open to the public 7 days a week. Monday is Family Day. Tuesday is First Responders and Healthcare Day. Wednesday is Free Gun Rentals. Thursday is Ladies' Day and Educators' Day. Friday, Pro Gun Day. Range USA offers Tennessee handgun permit classes on Saturday and so many other classes you'll love. Sunday, bring your church bulletin and get a free target. Range USA, North Island behind Taco Bell, Facebook, and rangeusa.com.
Do you have cataracts, glaucoma, or any form of eye disease? At Hughes Eye Center, our physicians include residency-trained optometrists, surgical ophthalmologists, retinal surgeons, and oculoplastic surgeons, all right here in Jackson, Tennessee at Hughes Eye Center. There's no need to drive to Memphis or Nashville for your surgical eye care needs. Call 664-1994 to schedule your consultation. At Hughes Eye Center on Stonebridge in Jackson, that's 664-1994.
The mates are back together once again at Outback Steakhouse. Steak and lobster, the best mates together again. Try the juicy lobster paired with the tender signature steak from Outback Steakhouse. The tender, juicy filet and a steamed lobster tail. Now, here's a word from one of my mates.
Hi, this is Ian Insulaco with Outback Steakhouse here in Jackson. I'm sure that you know we're a national chain, but did you know that I'm from Jackson and a JCM graduate? Much of my staff and I have been together here at Outback Steakhouse for 15 years. Yes, we are a national company, but here in Jackson, it's all about local. Our pledge, it's always fresh in the Outback. I'd like to thank you, Jackson, for your help in making Outback Steakhouse in Jackson the shining star of the Outback family. And I personally invite you to have dinner with us at Outback Steakhouse, Jackson, Tennessee, 194 Stonebrook Place, or take advantage of curbside takeaway to go by calling 664-9000. That's 664-9000 or OutbackSteakhouse.com. Outback Steakhouse in Jackson. No rules, just right.
Monday Night Football with the NFL only on News Talk 101.5 FM.
And welcome back. Here's the air evac wife. She just stopped by to pick me up because of heat related. They saw me sweating online here and watching the game at WNWS.com. And I said, you know what, I'm okay. I'll be all right. They just dropped off the game ball here, the air evac team. It landed on that LT out in the middle of the field here at Liberty Tech High School. Liberty Tech, and it was a nice scene here, Bu.
No, it surely was. You know, that's one helicopter you hope to never have to be on, but if you do, it's great to know that they're there. You ever ridden in a helicopter before?
I have.
I have not. Never been on one.
Well, it's they were doing it's a couple of times. I've been on small helicopters designed for tourists. Mm-hmm. One of them was a two-seater with a pilot and a passenger.
Wow.
At old Steve Marsh Ford in Milan. And I tell you, he flew that thing in from Kentucky. They were giving free helicopter rides. I was probably a teenager. And, it's not exactly the comforts of a 747 passenger jet. It was hot in its basically a little bubble, glass bubble, with a rotary blade on top of it. And the pilot was sweating bullets, and he said, man, I'll tell you right now, kid, I tell you, this is nerve-wracking here, because I gotta take off, I gotta fly around and come back and land, and there's women and children getting on this ride. I'm telling you, it's nerve-wracking here, because with that small helicopter, a little bit of wind, I'm serious about that. He said, man, it stresses me out to no end, because so many people have their lives in my hand, and this little glass bubble with a rotary blade on top. And I said, you know what? I've got to be somewhere. If you want to go ahead and land for me, because it's certainly not something that makes me nervous when the pilot starts talking about how dangerous this is. You see right out in the middle of the field for the coin toss, the Sonic of Jackson Limeade is going to flip the coin tonight. Jeremy Chandler has done about as good a job as you can in marketing for Sonic of Jackson with 6 Jackson locations, Bu. And here they are tonight. for the Sports Plus Jamboree. You know?
Oh, man, you're right. As we mentioned, great corporate citizens, man, and they know the value of it all, man. It's great to see Sonic out there. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Danny, is the coin toss is out there. Northside's a big team, but, Danny, this USJ offensive line has 3 starters, all returning, that are 275 plus. Do you ever think you'd see that at USJ?
Well, and you think about this, USJ is loaded up down at the 7th and 8th grade level.
Oh, big time.
Now, they may take a little bit of a step back this year overall. The advance is not going to be long. That USJ football team is going to be one of the best teams in any classification in all of West Tennessee. Do you agree with that?
Most of it, I think. I'm kind of excited about this season. Now, I love them playing Northside physically because they start out with Chester County. They have Chester County, Crockett County, Haywood County right out of the chute before they get into that tough district play. So, you know what? They're going to need to be bigger. They're going to need to have tests of people like Northside to help maybe give them a little shove right there at the point of attack. I'm excited what I'm about to see in this game. You know, when we first started U and USJ, it was, you know, they just, when it came to linemen, most of your linemen were sitting around 200 pounds. That is not the case with this current Bruin team.
Well, you know, I keep waiting for the national anthem. And we're about set. The junior ROTC will, here at Liberty, one of the best you'll find anywhere, taking the field. So we'll step aside take a 4-minute timeout and come back for the kickoff. The national anthem is up next. You can watch the game and watch all the festivities on our website, WNWS.com, and then scroll down to the bottom of the page and look for the USJ screen. Click on that to watch tonight's Sports Plus Jamboree on Jackson's News Talk, 101.5 and WNWS.com.
Do you have cataracts, glaucoma, or any form of eye disease? At Hughes Eye Center, our physicians include residency-trained optometrists, surgical ophthalmologists, retinal surgeons, and oculoplastic surgeons, all right here in Jackson, Tennessee at Hughes Eye Center. There's no need to drive to Memphis or Nashville for your surgical eye care needs. Call 664-1994 to schedule your consultation. At Hughes Eye Center on Stonebridge in Jackson, that's 664-1994.
The first thing people notice when they pull up to your home or business is what it looks like on the outside. How the grass looks. Is it pleasing to the eye? Boykins Mowing and Landscape has been keeping their customers satisfied for over a decade. Licensed and bonded, Boykins can improve the health and quality of your lawn today. From mowing and weed control to mulching and stump grinding, Boykins does it all. Call Boykins Mowing and Landscaping at 394-7249 and let them set you up on a plan that works for you. Boykins, the only name you need to know in lawn care.
We put money in your pocket and leave your land like it should be left. Wade Norris Logging.
Are you a landowner seeking options for your timber? With 25 years experience, Wade Norris Logging will advise you with the best solutions for harvesting your timber. Quality work and caring for the land are reasons Wade Norris was named Tennessee Master Logger of the Year. As a landowner, you deserve the best price when selling your timber. Wade Norris will find the right market for your valuable commodity. Questions about your timber? Call Wade Norris at 731-664-9386. That's 731-664-9386. And to read what others say about Wade Norris, log on to WadeNorrisLogging.com. Wade Norris will get you the best price for your timber. Call 731-664-9386. That's 731-664-9386. And visit WadeNorrisLogging.com.
We put money in your pocket and leave your land like it should be left.
Hey, John, bring us back after this.
Insurance is the way to protect yourself and your family, and no one is better helping you through the insurance maze than Brandon Jones State Farm. Brandon Jones has been Jackson's State Farm agent since 2006 after graduating from Lambeth University. Home and property, life, health, banking products, annuities, mutual funds. All the products you need to ensure a prosperous future. Brandon Jones State Farm Insurance, 2152 North Highland across from Toys R Us. 660-6800 for Brandon Jones State Farm Insurance.
When you need to know.
I know. I know.
Yeah, I know.
There's only one place to go.
Yeah, I know. I do.
I do too.
Get in the know.
It's what I need to know.
Information you need to know on News Talk 101.5 FM.
Welcome to the Sports Plus Jamboree. My name is Dan Reeves along with Seabass, Jonathan Greer producing and directing. Paul Schultze, Lawson Man, Michael Osborne on the digital TV side at WNWS.com. You can watch tonight's game. It'll be Jackson Northside starting 1st and 10 from their own 30. And we've got whistles on play number 1, View.
Yeah, this is the Butterflies, Dan. You've been over these plays 1,000 times, but now it's for real, man. I know it's a jamboree, but now it's for real. And not under center, but a quarterback for the Indians, a senior, Cameron Farrington.
There was no flag on the play. This is not how you want to start your first snap of the jamboree. The head coach had to call a timeout before they snap it for the first time. Now, View, what do you know about the quarterback here for Northside?
Not a lot, Danny. I haven't had a chance to see anything about him, so yeah, it'll be my first experience with Cameron Farrington as it will for our viewers.
So Farrington, a senior, getting his first start at QB with this Northside team. A little bit of a different look for Northside over the last couple of years. All black. Black jerseys, black pants, the familiar blue Northside helmet. Here's Farrington taking a snap. They're going to try to sweep it left side. Got him caught in the backfield. He'll reverse field. Trying to get to the edge on the far side. In trouble. It dumped way back near the 10-yard line. It's hard to make out the paints on the field for the yard markers with the sun blaring. We're looking straight into it. The home press box faces west, and that sun is hammering us right now. But view that a great sign for Jim Hardegree's defense. That's a loss on first down of about 20 yards.
Yeah, Blaine Verdung did a great slant to the wide side on that power read, beat his man to the point, and he wasn't able to make the tackle, but the ball carrier went about 10 yards backwards. And a name you'll hear a lot this year, T.J. Tharp, cleaning it up, the senior linebacker.
T.J. Tharp making another brilliant play, and there's a Crusader down on play number 1 of the Sports Plus Jamboree. And Sports Plus Rehab Center's out there attending that injured Crusader. It's a warm, early August day. And including this Jamboree, these teams will play 4 games in the month of August, which boggles the mind for me. A game that's made to be played during the fall and winter. In baseball, a game that's meant to be played in the summer is played in the winter, for the most part.
We'll get you the number for this Indian who's needing help to get off the field. It looks like he can just barely put pressure maybe on his left ankle. He's getting help from some assistants.
Well, it's hard to make out the numbers. Indians have blue numbers on black uniforms, but it looks to me like that's Jalen Murphy.
Yeah, it is, Danny. That's Jalen Murphy, the junior back.
So after that loss, it's 2nd and 25. Here they own 14. This time Farrington back to throw. Nothing there. He'll try to run it straight up the gut. Back to the line of scrimmage, but not much. It'll be 3rd down and long for the Indians.
Well, and I tell you what, great job of forcing the pressure. Nice job of Farrington stepping up into the pocket. Unfortunately for him, Tyler Wallace was there waiting on him.
Farrington had a little more time than he thought, but that pressure, Farrington made that move, and he'll lose. Well, he's tackled at the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down and 25. Farrington goes shotgun with 2 wide receivers here on the near side. Opening possession of the Sports Plus Jamboree. Here's Farrington rolling left. He's going to run the football, looking for some room, looking for the edge, and he's not going to get there. He's slammed backwards again. This time it's for the Bruins on the tackle was Brandon Long, a 5'11", a junior. Brandon weighing in at 172 pounds, playing linebacker. Made that tackle, and Northside went in reverse on their first 3 plays, View.
Well, Danny, they tried to get it to the outside that time, but they weren't able to seal the edge, and when you don't do that and you got the entire flow going to the wide side and nobody there to block for your quarterback, you're asking a lot. You know, Brendan cleans it up. There could have been 2 other players who got tackles. Farrington broke those tackles, but as you mentioned, Brendan Long, the junior linebacker, cleaning things up. Great start for this Bruin defense.
Well, there will not be any punts tonight. They'll just mark off, I think, 35 yards or so. And USA will get the football 1st and 10 at the Crusader 47-yard line. 9:19 left. It's 2 quarters, 12-minute quarters. It's a running clock until the final 2 minutes of each quarter. USA on the ground, straight ahead they go. From the 47 of the right tackle to the 45 and take it off his feet at the 44-yard line. That's a pickup of 3 yards. Caleb Willis running over right tackle.
Fantastic athlete. Cody Smith, the quarterback this year for the Bruins. And Danny, I'll talk a little bit more about this offense, but you see the concept of the power read offense made famous by Gus Malzahn at Auburn.
So Cody Smith steps in there as the new Bruin quarterback, a junior, 5'11", 184 pounds. Back to the ground, back to Willis with some room, has the 40, pulls over a defensive back before he's finally upended, but not before he has a first down at the 35 of the Crusaders. But there is some laundry on the field. And looking at the body language of the Bruins, they're going to mark that one back.
This should be a false start on USA. To me, it looked like Mario Nicholson was trying to pull, and he did a great job of it. He just did it early.
Caleb Willis, only a sophomore, 5'8", 160 pounds. And he's the son of one of our favorite coaches, Coach Willis, who spent years over there at USA coaching the middle school team. He's at Huntington now.
Yeah, Caleb's a talented young man, been playing the last year or two as a defensive back and with some duty as a running back as well.
It'll be 2nd down and 12 after the mark off in midfield. To the air for the first time, get a man wide open near the sticks. Catch is made at the numbers and tackled immediately. On the reception, Wesley Carlock, the son of Clay Carlock, the 5'10", 149-pound junior wide receiver. That's a gain of 11. On 2nd down and 12, the gain's 11. It'll be 3rd down and a yard.
Yeah, Cody Smith doesn't have the arm of Jacob Bowie, but he is an accurate quarterback. We'll see a lot of intermediate routes.
So 3rd and a yard, USA goes with 4 wide receivers. Smith in the shotgun with Willis in the backfield. It's Willis over left tackle. Willis picks his way for the first down. Along that hash mark, he's tackled at the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 3. He needed 1. He got 3. That is a first down for the Bruins. That's a Sonic of Jackson first down as the Bruins move the chains and pass the offense and the defense for USA. Looking sharp here.
Yeah.
In the first quarter of the Jamboree.
And running behind Cade Taylor and Thomas Ivey. Those two been together for 2 years now on the line.
Smith goes shotgun again. Running option right side. It's a fumble, and Willis has to cover it up behind the line of scrimmage. Caleb Willis trying to take that pitch, and we'll look at the instant replay presented by the Hughes Eye Group. But penetration by that Northside defensive front. Smith trying to run that option, and the pitch was there. Willis took his eyes off of it, feeling the pressure from the defensive back approaching and just dropped it. Loss is 3 to be 2nd down and 13 from the 37 of Liberty. To the air. To the sideline, it's caught near the first down marker. That's close to a first down. On the reception, I believe, for the Bruins, and it was Brendan Logg. And Smith now, 2 for 2 for 30 yards. And that was going to be just shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and a yard.
Yeah, nice route that time, 10-yard out, and they were fooled because they released the backer out into the flat.
So the Bruins, 3rd down and a yard, go to the I formation. Tharp, the fullback. And it's a fumble again. It's on the turf. Who's got it? Northside says they do. And the officials, they've not made the signal yet. Now they do. Big play Indians. We'll take a look at that replay, Bass. It looked to me like that Smith may have lost the football before he handed it off.
Yeah,
he did. He bobbled it from the center and never really had to handle it. Did not secure that football into the breadbasket of Willis on his way through, Bass. So that would look like a center to quarterback exchange where it was bobbled and they just couldn't find the handle.
Yeah, that one will be on Smith, and a recovery that time for the Indians, Ty J. Johnson.
Well, after looking sharp, couple of penalties. Well, one penalty, then overcoming one of the those two fumbles. And the turnover for the Bruins. Here's the reverse. Northside on first down. They take over from their own 24. They work left side of a tackle for a gain of 2, maybe 3. It'll be second down and long.
Well, nice concept on that play right off left tackle, and it was pretty well executed if it wasn't for the fact that Brendan Long forced that play back inside by beating one of the blocks. And, of course, who cleans it up? The Mike, Big Daddy, T.J. Tharp.
Which was a nice play by Tyler Wallace, who also kept his position and forced that one to stay inside. Quarterback keeps it there. But Rowe has the 35, has the 40. That's going to be a gain of 12 yards, and that's the first time tonight the Indians here on their second possession. They say the knee touched at the Indian 39. The first time tonight the Indians have moved the chain.
Yeah, a little bit of success there. Farrington called his number A gap off the left side. That time just a little bit of a slither right there, and Farrington made the Bruins pay.
First and 10, Indians from their own 39. Farrington in that shotgun. 2 wide receivers, far side. 1 running back. Farrington, the left-hander, to the air. Out in the flat, has it complete, and going nowhere. That Bruin defense just swarming on that little underneath pattern. Blaine Verdun, among other Bruins out there to make that play. And Tharp trailing in their view. So the Bruins defensively, they've got some size, but they're very quick.
Well, that's a quick hitch to the slot receiver on the wide side. That's supposed to be much faster than that, but USJ did react well.
Second down and 12. Loss was 2 yards. Back at 37. Farrington calls his own number again. Working left side. Breaks the tackle in the backfield. Has the 40. And then is spun down at the 43. So it'll be third down at about 7 for Northside.
Well, that is tremendous lateral pursuit that time by the Bruins. Had a chance to stop their play in the backfield. Farrington made a nice play to break out of it, but what a great job scraping that line of scrimmage. Carter Craig, the junior DB, cleaning that one up.
So third down officially and 6 here for this Indian football team. Farrington, the quarterback, goes shotgun. He's back to throw. Plenty of time. Now works to his left. Still looking downfield. He'll run it. And just scamper out of bounds. Well short of the first down. He's right around the line of scrimmage. It'll be fourth down at about 6. View Farrington. That time, if you're just going to scamper out of bounds at the line of scrimmage, may as well stay back in that pocket and look to throw it downfield.
Yeah, that's one thing that he'll have to do as the season progresses, especially with that schedule, because he's going to face bigger, faster, tougher defenses than the one he's facing tonight. He'll have to be patient in that pocket. The pressure wasn't that great on him. He had time. But it gave a lot of credit to USJ's secondary. The coverage was nice.
So Farrington has, he's a Michael Vick type of quarterback with his look view, and geez, we dropped.
Story. That's how it's
Frank,
been
get us right back. Just jump in there and bring us back.
It will be for generations to come.
Okay, here
Cy Young with Yankees Insurance Agency, 731-696-5480. 731-696-5480.
Welcome back here to Liberty. Dan Reeves, Seabass with you. The Sports Plus Jamboree. A little bit of a hitch in our getting up. After the Bruins stopped Northside on their second possession after giving up 1 first down. Northside elects to give the ball back to the Bruins. On first down, loss of half a yard. It's second down and 11. Here's a little hitch to the left side. Got a wide receiver screen out there complete on the far side. Tightrope in the sideline. Near a first down. That may have been Carlock. Looking into that sun view, it's hard to pick up here at it's Liberty, looking right into the sun, working that far side. And on the reception, I do believe, for the Bruins was Christian Wallace. I could be wrong. Back to the air again, underneath, complete. Out near the 45-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 6 yards on first down. So the Bruins offensively best with a brand new quarterback. As we or inside of a minute left here in the first quarter. We're scoreless, USJ and Liberty here at the Sports Plus Jamboree.
Yeah, and this looks a lot like the offense that I've seen out of some of the scrimmages so far. Intermediate and power read concept.
Second down at 5. To the ground. Not much. Tackled at the line of scrimmage. May have lost a yard. Caleb Willis on to carry.
And you'll see in this offense a lot of time, like let's say the offensive line goes one way, Danny, you'll have the ball potentially going the other way via the quarterback. A lot of times the running back himself will go the same direction as the offensive line, but cut back against the flow and hoping to catch the defense in an over pursuit.
3rd and 6, 17 seconds left here in the first quarter. 2 quarters for each game with a length of 12 minutes per quarter. 3rd down and 6 for USJ. Just outside their own 40 to the air. Smith got a man open. He dropped it. Oh, boy, had first down yardage into Liberty territory. The pass right on the money. Carlock. Massey tried to take off before he secured the football and he dropped it.
Yeah, just a perfect throw that time by Cody Smith. I'll be honest with you, I'd go for it right here and go to the exact same play. A little bit loose on the coverage right there, but you're right. Wesley tried to turn with that ball before he made the reception.
Boy, Cody Smith has proven to be deadly accurate here in the first quarter of this matchup. USA going to elect to give the ball back to Northside, so they'll mark off 35 yards. The Indian offense will take over with 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. Scoreless, USJ and Jackson Northside. The game is scoreless, view, but it's really been a one-sided matchup.
Yeah, it really has. And, you know, Danny, it appears to me that Cody Smith he's kind of making his selection pre-snap. You know, I think he knows exactly where he wants to go before that ball is snapped. He's looking at the coverage, seeing if there's any press on him, and finding his man before that ball ever snapped. Because his reads are really, really quick.
I tell you, beautiful camera work tonight, and a pleasure to have Paul Schulze and Lawson Mann rejoin our broadcast team. You can watch the game at WNWS.com. Here is Farrington, the QB. He'll hand it off, working left side. Got some room. Out to the 35 and stumbling out near the 40. Going to be close to an Indian first down. On the carry for Northside, Jason Sneed. That's really close to a first down. And I think it is. They measure it. Well, they're not going to measure. Sneed picks up 11 yards and first down with the Indians. Their best play tonight offensively.
Yeah, and the end of our first quarter. But I don't think we're going to stop. I think we'll keep going. But it's the end of the first 12 minutes. Clock will stop in the last 2 minutes of this one.
Well, it'll stop as it normally does on incompletions and out of bounds.
Will it? I thought it would keep going. Okay.
No, the last 2 minutes.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
It will of each quarter. But we begin quarter number 2. It is ended with a fresh set of downs, their own 40. Farrington calls his own number and swallowed up at the line of scrimmage, but spins out of a tackle, and he's going to pick up 4 yards on that play. And, boy, he did that all on his own. They had him corralled at the line of scrimmage. Farrington, not real big, Bill, but he's strong. A great athlete. That was a shotgun snap. He bobbled and was able to corral it. And when you fight through T.J. Tharp and company, those are some very good tacklers. Carter Craig also ate on that tackle for USJ.
Craig popped him. I like Carter Craig.
Farrington, the QB, he'll hand it off. Working left side. Got some room out there. Cross to the 45 out near midfield and into Bruin territory for the first time tonight. And another Northside first down on the carry this time for the Indians. That's Jason Sneed, the junior running back in the Indian offense, with some very athletic skill position players finding a bit of a groove here against Jim Harlegree's defense.
Yeah, and Carter Craig that time let the blocking back, the fullback, get up into his pads and block him.
So the Indians just across midfield into Bruin territory at first down, throwing it to the air. Little out pattern, incomplete, looking for Everett Charles, the senior. It'll be second down and 10.
You see the young man running off the field for USJ right there, Danny? That's number 45. How about Nick Stamper? That name sound familiar to you?
Oh, boy.
I cannot believe that young man is in 9th grade already. He's going to be a good one.
5'9", 160-pound freshman. Son of Nick Stamper Sr. Calling his own number again. It's a fumble. They whistle him dead. Carrington kept the football, and he was greeted rudely at the line of scrimmage. I mean, hammered to the turf by Blaine Verdug, 6 foot, 207-pound sophomore for this Bruins. They are very young, and again, the middle school team is very talented, and USA really excited about the future. And we've got an injured Bruin down in the field, and boy, that's not one you want to see down. Is Mario Nicholson stayed down after that play, and Bass, it may be a case of the midsection. So hopefully that's just that'll get your attention, and there's not much that hurts that bad, but typically it goes away fairly soon, and you're okay. We hope looks like that's what it is. Is Mario Nicholson jumps up and makes his way out the field, kind of gingerly, but again, if you've ever played sports, you probably know what we're talking about. It will cause you to walk gingerly for a little while.
That dude's one of the toughest dudes we've ever covered. He gets hurt more than any player I've ever seen, and I've never seen him stay down. He always comes back and makes play after play, even after going down. He gets hurt a lot, but he always pops back up.
This game's brought to you in part by Sarah Cadillac, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Kia. Stonebridge and Jackson, one destination and so many choices. Shop online 24/7 at sarahjackson.com. Third down and long, and here's Farrington dumped in the backfield. He'll lose 3 yards. Making a play is Seth DeBerry, a 6'2", 190-pound senior for USA. DeBerry just came through there. Just half-hearted attempt at a block, and DeBerry said that's fine and just threw him for a loss, and the Bruins will get the football back with 9:26 left in the final quarter of this matchup here in Sports Plus Jamboree. Game number 1, the Bruins back on offense, but Bass so far scoreless. USA's offense has looked good, but their own worst enemy with a turnover. Northside's offense, that was their third possession. They moved it about 30 yards, then had to give it up on downs. So here are the Bruins again on offense. Smith to the air. Get a little screen set up underneath. From the 24 out to the 30-yard line. Angling out of bounds. Crossing the 30. Out near the, again, it's so difficult to see the paint on the field. If I say it's one coat of paint, it would be an exaggeration, dude.
Yeah, they're at about the 34-yard line right now.
Second and half a yard. So Cody Smith, 5'11" junior quarterback for the Bruins, calls his own number. Straight ahead he goes. Across the 35. He spun down at the 36. That's enough for a Bruin first down. And USA moves the chains once again with 8:06 left here in this Jamboree matchup. And Bass, I know that Coach Strapp would like to see this Bruin first team offense produce some points with this drive and then get them out of the game.
Yeah, I think so.
So Smith on first down, back to the air, gets Carlock open, has it complete, breaks the tackle at the 40, cuts back inside and knocked down at the 45-yard line. Wesley Carlock on the reception. He's near a first down. As Cody Smith, again, has been on target all night. His only incompletion was a drop.
Yeah, that's what I said. His reads are quick. I mean, he spotted it right away. Danny, 1-2, bam, gone. This is what they're going to do. This is what we expected. This is what they're going to do. It's who they are.
It is the first down. Gain of 10. Out at their own 45. Here's Smith, the quarterback. You're going to keep it again with some move. Smith, that closes off quickly, and Smith will be tackled after a gain of 2 yards. It'll be second down and 8 for the Bruins. Clock moving, 7 minutes left in this Jamboree matchup. USA and Jackson Northside scoreless.
I'll tell you what, that's a great play by Cody Smith. You say, what do you mean, a 1 yard, 2 yard gain, something like that? Danny, he's doing that read concept, and if he hands that ball to his tailback, he's getting popped for a 3 yard loss.
Cody Smith, very smart QB. Second down and 8. Here's Smith back to throw again. Has the man open, caught. First down yardage into Liberty territory before he's taken off his feet at the Crusader 42. On the reception for the Bruins, Brendan Long, and a Bruin first down, and Smith stays red hot through the air.
Yeah, these hot routes are killing Northside right now.
Here's Smith again to the air on first down. Got a man open along the sideline. Has it complete. And this one may produce another Bruin first down. This time, he finds Garrett Reynolds, the 6'1 senior. It is enough for a first down as the Bruins going no huddle. Bash with success here on this drive.
It's free money. Look how far the DBs are playing off right there. And these quick hot routes are just, it's like a toss sweep with no one over there.
Timeout Northside will take it with them. We're back in 30 seconds here at the Sports Plus Jamboree.
When you step into King Jewelers, you're stepping into a family-owned business with nearly 30 years of experience. Let Grover King set you up with estate jewelry or the amazing Citizen Echo Drive watch, as well as custom-designed jewelry. King Jewelers buys gold and silver, offers Rolex repair, as well as watch and jewelry repair. Check out the selection of gemstone jewelry and diamond stud earrings. Store hours are Monday through Friday, 9:30 till 5:30 and 10 till 2 on Saturday.
King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, and a brand new King Jewelers location in downtown Jackson.
We're not just another radio station. We're your radio station. Jackson's News Talk, 101.5 FM.
By the way, King Jewelers circled the wagons in a 16B Conrad Drive location. Is the place to be when you need jewelry. Boy, I tell you, Grover Blue Eyes King can create a unique piece of jewelry just for you, Bew. Pretty amazing. He's such a talented jeweler.
I was in there yesterday checking out the latest.
Did you say checking out the ladies or the latest?
Yes and yes.
So the Bruins on the march here with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in the matchup. The first one of the night in the Sports Plus Jamboree from the 30 of Liberty to the air. Smith again has a man underneath. And another nice gain on first down for the Bruins.
You see the left side of that offensive line releasing on the snap right there, but it's an immediate pass, so it can't be downfield and just picking up a decent yardage chunk by chunk. Northside's going to have to work on a little press coverage or something here. Look at this, Dan. It's free money every time.
Caleb Smith, the lone setback. The Bruins, 4 wide receivers. Cody Smith, the QB, back to throw again. Plenty of time. Down the middle, got a man open, caught. Breaks the tackle at the 5, steps inside, and scampers into the end zone. Touchdown, Bruins. Brendan Long from Cody Smith. That one covered 27 yards for the Bruin touchdown. And I tell you that this offense of the Bruins, led by new quarterback Cody Smith, he looks very sharp. And when you look at Coach Michael Strapp, and the offensive side of there, Tommy Browder, the OC, Bryce King, the offensive line coach, and of course you got the magician Jim Hardigree on defense, and Eric Turner and Spencer Nelson and Tim Tharp. That's a great coaching staff, Bew.
Boy, it is. Now here's a part of this Bruin team that will be real interesting to watch, with young man Ben Pledger, the freshman kicker, replacing Charles Campbell,
who's off to college. It's a low snap, handled by the great job of the placeholder, but it's blocked because it was a tough snap. And USA not only had to replace an all-state kicker, but an all-state snapper as well. And Trey Corley, Bew, and that's, well, when you have to replace a great snapper and a great kicker in the same year, a lot of people that may not be close to the game probably don't realize the value of a great snapper.
That's right. And remember, Trey went Division I. He's playing for the University of Louisiana at Monroe.
Trey Corley, son of Jerry, and of course Mrs. Corley. Well, your thoughts on this matchup, Bew? That USA offense looked very, very good on that drive.
Yeah. I think that USJ's kind of done what they've wanted here, and they played disciplined defense. Northside's had a few little slips here and there through the cracks, but other than that, it's been all Bruins.
Here's Northside. They are in trouble. Back to throw, and he's hit toss It's a big loss here on first down. As Jim Hardigree's defense, they've really been dominant tonight with the exception of about 3 plays. This Bruin defense, as you mentioned, the offense able to do whatever they want to do. The defense is pretty much done whatever they want to do. And I tell you, one of the best athletes in West Tennessee, defensive lineman. Was that Nicholson?
Yeah, that was Mario Nicholson slamming Farrington to the ground like that.
Farrington, Nicholson weighs over 300 pounds, and Farrington had no chance of getting away from him. That's what type of athlete Mario Nicholson is. That's a loss of 12 yards. 2nd and 22. Back to the ground. Farrington keeps it with room. Has a 25, has a 30. 35 to the 40. To midfield, one man to beat it to 35. Beats him. 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown Indians. 82 yards. Lightning strikes. Farrington is a tremendous athlete. He broke the tackle at the line. He got past the last man near midfield and turned on the Jets. It takes it 82 yards. Farrington, he poured it back in. The big move there was at his own 25-yard line with a stutter step. And then tightrope the sideline and set sail, an 82-yard touchdown for the Indians. Farrington takes it all the way for 6. But Bassett moved. He made that cutback. Well, the 25 was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it was. We'll go into the play after this extra point.
The Indians extra point away from taking the lead. And we got whistles. Kick was good, but whistle dead before Cavers wider. The kicker, and it's going to be illegal procedure on the Indians.
The success tonight that the Indians have had offensively moving the football is when Farrington's called his own number on the A gap of the left side. That's between the center and the left guard. He's had 3 runs where really he was on the second level before he got contacted. That's something USJ is going to have to take a look at. That's been their weak spot so far tonight.
Good look at the crowd. It's a big crowd at hand here at Liberty Tech High School. Look at there. Great-looking crowd. Well, there's a few that don't look great, but even those don't look bad. See the trees in full bloom here in August the 10th. So an extra point will now amount to be a 25-yard extra point attempt for the lead. Cavers Ryder has a leg for it. For the lead. Snap, the place, the kick is blocked.
Wow.
It's blocked, and it's Mario Nicholson blocking the kick. Holy moly. Well, you think he's ready for a great senior year for the Bruins? Gosh, I don't know how many looks this kid's getting, but I tell you this, he could play for me.
Yeah, Mario is a guy who really, he had to work very hard because he had a lot of baby fat when he was younger, Danny. Now, he was still effective, but he was slow, and he couldn't really get around. Now, he sits at 305 now, but it's good weight now. It's a good 305, and you're right. He gets off the ball about as fast as anybody you're going to see that has their weight starting with a 3. I mean, he is really explosive.
Well, Coach Strapp decides to keep that first team in there. It worked out his 2-minute drill. 2 minutes even left of the game. The Bruins are down by a point. It's 7-6. Or pardon me, it's 6-6. To the air on first down. Got a man open. Has it complete. Along the numbers out to the 46-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 20 yards and a Bruin first down. It's Carlock on the reception, and Cody Smith continues to impress here in the Sports Plus Jamboree for the Bruins.
This coverage is absolutely terrible, Dan. It's a great job by Cody Smith and the receivers, but they're just not there.
First and 10. Smith back to throw. Has all day. Fires it. Got a man caught along the seam for another first down. On the reception this time is Brendan Lay. He has the lone Bruin touchdown. It was a hookup from Cody Smith on the last drive. So just like that, the Bruins have a new set of downs at the Crusader 36-yard line deal. Here's Smith out of the shotgun with 4 wide, back to throw. Looking, firing underneath, intercepted at the 20. Outside the numbers 25 to the 30, to the 35 to the 40, and spun down in midfield. The INT for the Indians. Making the play, Mason Robinson, the senior. And listen to this Indian crowd roar here. You think they want to beat USA? Oh, they want to beat the Bruins, don't they?
Oh, boy, that was a great disguise and coverage that time, and they totally fooled Cody Smith. He thought that backer was dropping back to go, or coming up to take the slant. He makes a move forward, then steps back for that later release, and he's sitting right there, and Cody Smith never sees him. Yeah,
he did, Bass. Robinson played possum there. It just slipped right underneath, like you said, and Smith made the read on it. That would have been correct 9 out of 10, but that time Robinson was waiting. On first down, it's a misdirection in the backfield. That one's not going far, maybe a yard or two. Down to a minute 20 left here in the final quarter. We're tied at 6 apiece, and the Indians will burn a timeout, I think. Yes. We'll take the timeout with him. We're back in 30 seconds on Jackson's News Talk, 101.5 and WNWS.com.
What? 30 seconds to tell them about Rockin' Dough Pizza?
Here goes.
Try Rockin' Dough's ZZ Tots, shredded potatoes, cheddar, Havarti with a sriracha aioli. Or the Blues Burger, blackened beef, blue cheese, arugula with truffle mayo and a balsamic reduction. The Cuban Grinder with pork, ham, Swiss, pickles, garlic, basil aioli, and a grained mustard. The Super Freak Pizza, my favorite. White sauce, spicy Italian sausage with caramelized onions and honey. And their fantastic Sunday brunch. Rockin' Dough in the Jackson Walk Plaza. A slice of the good life.
First in news. First in sports. The NFL and Monday Night Football. Only on News Talk 101.5 FM.
Well, the Northside Indian coaching staff, Bass, looks like an offensive line for a junior college. Second down and 9. They work it left side on the ground with room. Has the 40, has the 30, has the 20, has the 10, has the end zone. Touchdown, Indians. That one covers 49 yards. It's Haynes Holt, the second. And Northside, that offense throttled all night long. But 2 big plays, one by the quarterback, Cameron Farrington, and this one by Haynes Holt, the second. The Indians have hit pay dirt, and they take the first lead of the night for this Indian football team. And boy, oh boy, I mean, the Indians, it looked like it was over when USA went on that long drive. It's 2 big plays, Bill, and the Indians have to lose.
And Haynes Holt did such a great job of being patient and waiting for his blocker to get there and scrape the DB.
There is Grinder for the extra point. The tip, the snap, the place, and the kick. All perfect. And with a minute 3 left in this first matchup, Northside and the Sports Quest Jamboree has a 7-point lead over the Bruins.
We may have enough time for 3 or 4 more possessions. Wait, this is
Boy, you ain't kidding. Because the Bruins were just methodically, well, not methodically, 2 big plays through the air. And Cody Smith had the Bruins within striking distance. On that third play, though, it was a beautiful read by linebacker Mason Robinson, who stepped in front of the intended receiver. Brought it back to midfield, and 1 play later, Indians hit pay dirt. We'll see what the Bruins can do with a minute 3 drill. Smith trying to set up that screen pass, and it's batted down. Oh, boy. Caleb Willis was sitting over there waiting for that screen pass, and he had 3 Bruins out there with him to block for him. That one may have gone the distance, but it got batted down.
Danny, I think he had maybe even 4 over there and only, I think, 2 defenders right there. The numbers were there. That was a great job of getting your hands up at the line of scrimmage.
You know, you have 79 on your roster because it was number 79 who batted it. That looked like Mount Cody.
That will have to be Pete tonight, brother.
Second and 10. Smith back to throw. Got a man open. Oh, that's got to be a flag. Yeah, here come flags everywhere. That's going to be pass interference. And staying down was Brendan Long.
Yeah,
and that may be even more than pass interference. That's probably going to be targeting because he was hit while the ball was in the air. Let's take a look at it on the Hughes Eye Group instant replay. Oh, boy. Yeah, that ball was still in the air.
Boy, that's a tough shot, too.
Yeah, it is.
Good
Right
grief.
in the ribs.
You know, I don't necessarily have a huge problem with the hit. He's trying to make a play. You're right, the ball was still in the air. It was close, but I believe the penalty is the right call, but this was not an egregious foul in my mind.
Yeah, it was actually, if we can run it again, Paul, it was very close. I mean, it's very close. Seeing it live, it looked to be closer, or didn't look to be. Yeah, I got there just a split second early. Just a split second early. Clean play that's going to end up being it's a penalty. And it should be. But, Bass, I tell you, looking at this, I'm not sure that just wasn't timed perfectly.
Yeah.
And Long saw it coming and and pulled his arms down to try to protect his ribs. But watch this. I mean, look, the ball. Well, you know, he got there a split second early. He sure did. And that's great camera work by Paul Schulze. He had lost it. Man, look at this. Bam. Just a split second early.
Boy.
It certainly wasn't attempted to be a dirty play.
No, not
it was
at
a
all.
clean hit with a shoulder pad. And he almost timed it perfectly. And good news here is that Brendan Long is okay, making his way off the field. Let's see. And, watching that on replay, and I know the officials, they don't have the luxury of looking at Worthy Rhodes' award-winning work on the Hughes Eye Group replay. And I think, Bass, that's just a run-of-the-mill pass interference.
Yeah, I got no beef with that at all.
It almost was a brilliant defensive play. I mean, Bass, if you can arrive early, that was as close to being perfect timing as I've ever seen. But just getting there, just a gnat's eyelash early. So it'll be a first down. Still plenty of time, 54 seconds left. And inside of 2 minutes here left in this jamboree. So the clock will stop, on first downs and on incompletions. So here the Indians, the Bruins first and 10 for their own 45. Smith back to throw, goes across the middle, and it's intercepted by the Indians at the 35, and that was the first time tonight that Smith was off the mark with his pass. He had a man open down the seam. They may wave that off and say incomplete.
Wow, I thought he caught that.
Let's see, I've got the Hughes Eye Group instant replay here. He did drop it. He sure did. Great job, but the official was right there on the scene.
That was Josiah McGill.
Man. So a break for the Indians, 2nd and 10. Or pardon me, a break for the Bruins. That screen pass set up again, and it's spoiled again by Northside that time. The pressure was there, but really the man that disrupted that screen pass was Steve Collins. He was trailing Caleb Willis.
He really was, and I think that's actually a pretty decent play by Cody Smith. You try to connect that, put a little bit of air over, put it over the top. You try to float that in the right spot, normally make a good throw. Collins may intercept that.
I agree with you 110%. 3rd and 10. 34 seconds left. Here's Smith, play action. To the air he goes. Has it complete, but it's whistled dead. Boy, that was another beautiful pass that's going to be wiped away. Now, I don't understand what would have blown that dead. Unless they blew it dead before the ball was snapped.
Unless USJ called a timeout or something.
But as you know, they can't call a timeout once it's been snapped. So confusion here. And I believe it was 34 seconds left before they snapped that football. And we're setting at 34 seconds. So No, they're going to put some time back on the clock. And Bass, I still don't understand why the play was blown dead, because that was a big play with USA.
Yeah, they had what they wanted, no doubt about that. Wide side slant, single coverage.
So 3rd and 10. Cody Smith shotgun. Caleb Willis alone sent back. Here is Smith back to throw. And they blow this one dead. A flag's out this time. It's a legal procedure. But the first time around, there was no flag and no explanation. This time it's a legal procedure. We'll back the Bruins up 5 yards. It'll be 1st down and 15. From the Bruin 40 seconds left in the game. 13 for Northside, 6 for USA. First game tonight in the 3 matchup Sports Plus Jamboree. Cody Smith goes shotgun for the Bruins with 4 wide receivers. Willis alone sent back. Here's Smith back to throw. Smith steps up, looks, got a man open down the sideline and overshoots him at the 30. I mean, he had him. Carter Craig wide open. It wouldn't have mattered, though. There's a flag in the Bruin backfield. I think they're going to get Caleb Willis for holding. It could have been, it was at least 2 holds.
I think they're going to get him for a chop block, Danny, right here. Now, honestly, he did a great job, because there was a bull rush off the left side of that defensive line. He gets by his man at the tackle, and Caleb steps up and saves his quarterback, but they're going to call him for, I believe they called him for a chop block.
Now, let's see, Mew. Big crowd on hand here at Liberty, huh?
Or not a chop, but a block below the waist. Or the knees, actually.
I still haven't seen the signal. Here's the white hand. Let's see. It is chop block. That's what we call it. We're old school, Mew. Chop block. They'll mark this all the way back to the 29-yard line of the Bruins. It'll be 3rd down and 30 for USA. 33 seconds left in the game. The Bruins down by 7 trips, top of the screen. There's Smith back to throw. Here comes the pressure again. Steps up, looks, fires, sideline, intercepted. It's intercepted. That should put the finishing touches on this one. Coming up with the INT for the Indians, and going to the turf was the Kylan Jensen. And I tell you, Cody Smith showed some nifty footwork to get out of away from that Indian pressure. But that one, he just threw up for grabs, and why not? You know, it's 3rd down and 30, trying to make something happen.
Yeah.
It was intended for Joseph McGrath.
Well, we have something else.
Did he drop that one?
No, we have a flag.
And that's going to give the Bruins the ball back.
I don't know who it's on. I just know we have a flag.
Well, it's got to be on the Indians, because the Bruins get the football back. Here's the white hat. Let's see. Well, did he? I did not see a signal for the infraction.
I haven't either.
And now the Indian coaching staff. Here he is. He's the official is jawing with an Indian head coach.
He said, "Hey, listen, man.
Hey, listen, man." Well, the Bruins, it's a penalty on the north side's all we can tell you, and that's going to breathe a breath of precious life back into this Bruin football team. It'll be 3rd down.
Let's go, play ball, hurry up.
And 25. So it's a 5-yard mark off. And we've got it.
Wow.
Oh, this is going to be on the Indian sideline. This is going to be on the Indian. That one come to the side, Judge. And the Indian head coach was barking in his ear. And that got the hanky. I'm sure the official was saying, hey, man, this is a jamboree. It's a sideline infraction on the Indians.
Well, it's a jamboree for everybody.
They're going to call it a warning. But look, there goes the coach back after him again. That next one's going to be a 15-yarder. Third down and 25. The Bruins from their own 30. Smith back to throw. Pressure comes, steps up. Smith going to run it outside the numbers to the 35, and he's taken off his feet at the 39, well shy of that first down. We're down to 10 seconds left in the game, and I think Coach Strapp's going to say, you know what, let that tick away. I'm ready to get out of here. But the Indians, some much-needed confidence after last season's absolute disaster that saw the Indians. Then at the end of the year, during the offseason, head coach Donnie Nicky walked away. And Bass Indians are one tick away from picking up a win over a team that they don't like very much, the USA Bruins, after back-to-back long touchdowns. The Indians fell behind 6-0 here in the second quarter of this game, but Lightning struck twice. 2 long touchdowns on the ground. First one by quarterback Cameron Farrington went 82 yards, and then Haynes Hoyt went 63 yards, and that's going to do it. And this is a team that needed it. Of these two teams needing a win here in the Jamboree, it ain't even close. These Indians needed something to make them feel good about themselves before they open up next week.
You know, get the pride going back, man, and that's exactly, you're right. I mean, yes, it's a Jamboree, but you'll take this all day long if you're Northside fans.
So that's our first matchup tonight. Goes to the Indians. Jackson Northside wins it over the Bruins 13-6. And next week, Bass, it's for real. We'll be over at Kirkland Field with the Bruins next week.
Yeah, they'll be taking on Chester County. They'll take on the Eagles with the brand new coach. And these Northside Indians will be they'll be at the reservation at home, taking on one of the top teams in the state this year in the public sector in the Germantown Red Devils.
Well, the Sonic of Jackson Library for learning down there, mixing it up with the fans and the players. Sonic of Jackson, 6 Jackson locations. We'll be right back here after a 4-minute timeout. And who's up next, Bu?
Southside and TCA.
The Hawks and the Lions. That's next on Jackson's News Talk, 101.5 and WNWS.com.
Shop Carlock Nissan of Jackson on-site or online today. Carlock's new and used Nissan dealership in Jackson has stylish, competitively priced new options to explore. So don't put off your search for a Nissan any longer. Carlock's knowledgeable, experienced sales staff is committed to delivering a high quality of service that enables you to shop confidently. At Carlock Nissan of Jackson, we not only believe in supporting our customers, but in supporting the community we're proud to be a part of. We contribute to many causes and organizations such as the Susan B. Komen Foundation and the Wounded Warrior Project. Slip behind the wheel of a new Nissan Altima for an invigorating test drive, or learn about the active safety features that come standard on the road. Visit Carlock Nissan of Jackson today. We have an on-site finance department that will assist you with your bad credit, car loan needs, and a service team that will keep your purchase healthy for many years to come. Don't miss your chance to own a versatile new Nissan Versa today. Visit our dealership on Van Drive in Jackson today.
Have you heard? Sonic Nights is the event of the summer. Like, half the city will be there after 8 p.m.
Oh, you have to be there for half-price real ice cream shakes and ice cream slushes.
And half-price floats. I have to have those.
What's up, Johnny boy?
All for yourself. Haven't you heard of sharing?
I'm trying to delete the tricks of the trade and show out of the rotation. Here, put that in.
That was awesome.
You have to stop by Sonic Nights.
Did you like that?
Did I know?
Slushes, shakes, and floats. This is
no, I didn't have anything to do with it.
I just pulled it out of the rotation.
No, I had nothing to do with that. How you been, man?
David Laird and Dr. Daniel.
We're good. Trying to take care of living life, doing all the good stuff. I've got a real nice Reese's cup waiting on me over here.
You have a real nice what? Nice what?
A real nice Reese's cup waiting on me over here.
If you think that you are suffering from varicose veins or more serious symptoms like swelling and pain in your legs,
all right, hang on. Let me run over here.
You should call and schedule an appointment with our vein specialist to discuss your treatment options. All varicose veins have the potential to become CVI. Today, there are numerous treatment options that are covered by new insurance plans. Get started with your recovery with screening from Vein and Vascular Center.
You still got about 2 minutes.
I'm going to let you. I'm going to tell you in just a second. You hear from me in just a second. Say, bring us back after this spot. I'll let you know.
For more information, visit bbcjackson.com.
At Home Medical Products, we provide patients with products to make sure you breathe, sleep, move, and live well. With items like nebulizers, travel oxygen, CPAPs, hospital beds, wheelchairs, scooters, lift chairs, commodes, and so much more. You have a choice when choosing home medical companies. It's the patient's choice. Make the right choice. Locally owned and operated Home Medical Products. Call 877-660-0000.
All right, bring us back after this.
Or find them online at hmpinc.net.
Yeah, hold on. All right, I got you after this one.
Back together once again at Outback Steakhouse. Steak and lobster, the best mates together again. Try the juicy lobster paired with the tender signature steak from Outback Steakhouse. The tender, juicy filet and a steamed lobster tail. Now here's a word from one of my mates.
Hi, this is Ian and Sulaco with Outback Steakhouse here in Jackson. I'm sure that you know we're a national chain, but did you know that I'm from Jackson and a JCM graduate? Much of my staff and I have been together.
Hey, don't even worry about a line.
For 15 years. Yes, we are a national company, but here in Jackson, it's all about local. Our pledge, it's always fresh in the Outback. I'd like to thank you, Jackson, for your help in making Outback Steakhouse in Jackson the shining star of the Outback family. And I personally invite you to have dinner with us at Outback Steakhouse, Jackson, Tennessee, 194 Stonebrook Place, or take advantage of curbside takeaway to go by calling 664-9000. That's 664-9000 or OutbackSteakhouse.com. Outback Steakhouse in Jackson. No rules, just right.
Well, here we are.
We've even got the Super Bowl. News Talk 101.5 FM.
Well, here we are. The second game of the night just underway. TCA and this very, very confident Southside team playing quarterback tonight because of injuries to the quarterback is Kevin Davis, the speedy Kevin Davis, the junior, 5'8", 156. You'll see him call his own number a lot tonight. On first down, though, it was a quick hitch out to the right side and an 8-yard gain for the Lions on first down. So, as we told you, Lions playing without several of their players tonight, and this is a very young team to begin with for Coach Butler, and they'll set up shop here second and about a long one at their own 39-yard line. We've got a stoppage in play, and for what? Have no clue. There's been no penalties, nobody's down, so the officials want to make sure they get everything right. It's the first play of this second game. If you're just tuning in, Northside fans should be pretty happy. They look very good tonight, at least at the end, the second part of that second quarter. They broke off 2 long runs, and they knock off USJ 13-6 in the opening salvo here at the Sports Plus Jamboree. So here we go. Kevin Davis in the shotgun. He takes the snap, rolls to his right, looks downfield. He's got him in, goes up. That pass is broken up. 2 defenders there right in place. Looking for Corey Curry that time was Kevin Davis, and the pass was broken up. Good coverage that time by the Hawks. Sets up 3rd and 1 for the Lions on their initial possession of this Jamboree. As we told you, Southside, great season last year. Some big wins. It did not end the way they wanted. A great, heartbreaking, close loss at home to Springfield. They feel their motto here, unfinished business for 2018. Here are the Lions, 3rd and 1. Kevin Davis has twins to both sides. He'll take the ball out of the shotgun, man in motion from the right slot. He goes back to the short side, the speedy Davis. Good grief. You talk about fast. Man, he took that direct snap, went over right tackle, picked up about 3 yards on 3rd and 1. And the Lions in business, 1st and 10 from their own 42. But my stars, you know, we've talked about speed. We told you in the start of this thing that TCA had speed. That's what we were talking about right there. My gracious, that's our first look at Kevin Davis. You can see why everybody is so excited about this junior. The wheels certainly there on that one. Here's a direct snap rolling to his left. Davis throws to a man right there by the sideline, nestled for about a 5-yard gain. That's Eli Stewart, the sophomore receiver. He'll pick up about 5 on first down, setting up second. They'll say it's a long 4, so it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 45-yard line for the Lions. Seabass, Dan Reeves, Paul and Lawson. It's great to be working with these guys, man. Worthy Road Studio, they're about as good as it gets, man. You can see the amazing production right there at WNWS.com. You just simply cannot beat it. And, of course, producing and directing. And it's always great to have my man, Jonathan Greer, in the studio. We can't do this without him. Short notice. Thank you, brother. Certainly appreciate everything. Here you go. The Lions, 2nd and 6. And Southside jumping off and making contact. So it looks like that's going to be on Southside. We'll wait and see if that's the case. Giving them a free 5 yards in what was 2nd and 6. Could change the play call here. We'll see. It should be just short of a first down. Be about 2nd and 1, but now into Southside territory right around the Hawk 49-yard line. Just under 9 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Now here's Davis, who takes the snap, tries to get rid of the ball, but he bobbled the snap, and the pass was low and errant and away on 2nd and 1. And you can do that. You know, it's not a problem. You can do that. When you're 2nd and 1, really anything in the playbook goes. So no problem there. We'll see what TCA goes here with on 3rd and 1. Wouldn't be surprised to see Davis call his own number, possibly off of the short side this time. So fast. He's down. He sprints to the wide side. He's got immediate pressure and launches the ball out of bounds. Boy, Southside not fooled that time, and they were going to cut off that wide side sprint by Davis. Davis saw that. He let the ball go. I mean, he's capable of throwing the ball, but the thing that beats you with Davis is clearly the feet. So now this was 2nd and 1 from the 49-yard line, and now the Indians are facing 4th and 1. Let's see what they do. Looks like Coach Butler's going to roll the dice, and why not? He says, show me something, young offense. We've got playmakers on it. Let's do something with it. Southside 4-man front. 4th and 1. Here's the snap. Quick hitch out of the wide side. Caught, but swarmed under. Good night. That was Will Allen Smith on the reception, met by a host of Southside defenders. They sniffed out that play easily, and Trinity blows a great opportunity. 2nd and 1 inside Southside territory. Get 3 cracks at it and can't get the yard. The Hawks defense hold, and now Southside will take over on offense for the first time tonight here in the Jamboree with Tyler Carver, the senior quarterback. Tyler Carver coming in tonight as the leader of this Southside offense. You know, it used to be back in the day nothing but running the football for Southside. It's not the case now. They can sling the ball around and they can still run it as well. Much more balanced offense for Coach Tyler Reeder and this Southside football team. Single receiver to the wide side. More of a pistol formation, if you will, with 2 backs. Here's the snap to Carver. He gives it over to the left side. Beautiful cutback. Breaks another tackle, sprint, and he is going to go to the house. That is number 27, Eric Latham, the senior running back. It looked like TCA had him hemmed in right there after about a 6 or 7 yard gain. He stiff arms a player and accelerates and goes straight to the house for a 48-yard touchdown run by number 27, Eric Latham, the senior running back. Man, what a beautiful play that time by Latham. And as a matter of fact, it was pretty decently defended by this young Lion team, but just too much power and too much speed for this Hawk offense. And on their second play, go 48 yards and cash in for the first points of this matchup. Now here is the extra point on the way. That's Matthew Steen. He splits the uprights, and we're good. Halfway through this first quarter, and the Hawks strike first. They lead TCA 7-0. Boy, we want to thank all the folks that bring you high school football each and every week. How about Sonic at Jackson and the great job that they're doing out here? Jeremy Chandler, and again, we told you, great corporate citizens doing a fantastic job. It's home of the Sonic Blast. We'll see you after the game at Sonic. And this Limeade for Learning. And what about the Sonic mascot was out there for the coin toss tonight with a huge oversized Sonic coin. And King Jeweler, see Grover King for that one-of-a-kind jewelry experience. All right, so TCA going to take a crack at it here. Their second possession offensively. And our second look at Kevin Davis, who was not originally slated to be the quarterback of this team. but an injury to Matt Spurgeon has changed things. So it's going to be real interesting to see the offensive philosophy for Coach Butler going forward with this season. But you can best believe it's going to start with the feet of Kevin Davis. He'll need a lot of help from that big young offensive line up front and some of the skill position players. So here we go, 4:47 left to go in the first quarter of the second game. If you're just tuning in, Northside knocked off USJ 13-6. Davis out of the shotgun. It's a quick pass. A lot of what you saw out of USJ, these little hot reads right off the line of scrimmage, usually about 5, 6, 7 yards. That time the receiver couldn't get it passed on a little bit low that time by Davis, having a hard time handling it out of that shotgun. Fired it immediately. It was just a little bit too low, so that sets up 2nd and 10 for the TCA Lions from their own 30-yard line. What really turned out to be nice tonight. What a great crowd we've got out here for the Sports Plus Jamboree, number 26. Same play, other side, same result. This time, Davis was going for number 12, Will Allen Smith, the freshman wide receiver, and just led him a little bit too far, and Smith could not make the catch. So now we're set up with 3rd and 10 for this Lion offense. This is not really where they want to be. I think if I'm Coach Butler, of course you don't want Kevin Davis taking too many shots here, obviously, and that's not going to happen in this case because they're not bringing the pressure, and frankly, these are very hot routes, so that's not very likely to happen, but you don't want them in 3rd and long if you're TCA. Here's a pass, straight go route. TCA, he's got a man that time. It looked like it might have been Connor Graves who had slipped past one of the defenders. I believe that was Graves on the other side of the field, and he actually had a step on the defender, but that time Kevin Davis led him just a little bit too far, so 3 and out for the Lions, and obviously Coach Butler is going to elect to certainly not go for this one. He'll just back it 35 yards, and Southside will take over for the second time tonight. You're just tuning in. Southside scored on their opening drive on their second play. It was Eric Latham with a beautiful run off of left tackle for 48 yards, and the Hawks cashed in. We'll see what they can do here on their second drive. Don't forget about the folks at Allegra Design, Print, and Mail. See Mike and Karen Ashley, located Old Hickory at Hollywood, and by Cambridge Limited Men's Clothing, or quality men's clothing at affordable prices on North Highland, across from the former Toys R Us. That is still so hard for me to say. The greatest selection, Toys R Us. So here we go, Southside with their second possession. Tyler Carver, the senior quarterback, brings the Hawks to the line of scrimmage. He's got a back to each side of him and one behind him. 4 in the backfield, out of the shotgun, 5 deep. Here's a dive off a right tackle. Nobody there, and setting sail for Southside. He's finally touched, breaks a tackle, sprints away, breaks another one man to beat. That's number 15, Devin Bowers, and there was absolutely no one on the left side of that TCA defensive line there. And frankly, Devin Bowers, he probably should have scored, but it's a good job of the last defender. Couldn't get that number, not giving up on the play and bringing him down. But right now, the running game of Southside is absolutely giving TCA fits. Down to the 16-yard line, 1:35 left to go here in the first quarter. Game number 2 of the Jamboree. JCS and Liberty will be the nightcap directly following this game. Now here's Carver, same exact play off a right tackle, cutting back inside, met by a host of TCA Lions, but he drags him about 7 yards. That's Eric Latham. So right now the running game really, really working for Southside. It'll be interesting to see if they even bother to go through the air at this point, because they're owning the point of attack and destroying TCA on the line of scrimmage and having their way with the running game in the last couple of plays, running behind big number 59, Mikkel Wisnat. Under a minute left to go here in the first quarter. Southside with a 7-0 lead. Looking to add more from the 9-yard line, 2nd and 3 for Southside. Here's McCarver, gets the snap. Now Latham off of left tackle, powers through on a beautiful lead into the end zone. 4-6, a 9-yard scamper, and it's Latham's second touchdown of the first quarter here. And man, in the first 11 minutes, Southside has been very, very impressive. But let's remember something, and they're very good. There's no doubt about that. TCA playing without several of their players tonight, including their starting quarterback, in a story that you can check out at WNWS.com by Dave Thomas. So for his second extra point of the night, it's a low snap, rolls, but he gets a foot into it. It's up, and it is good. Matthew Steen splits the uprights, and with 34 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, in game number 2 of the Sports Plus Jamboree, it's all Southside in this one right now. They lead TCA 14-0. Let's tell you some more great folks that bring you high school football each and every Friday night. When's the last time you had a nice slice of Rockin' Dough Pizza? Visit Rockin' Dough Pizza this weekend, downtown Jackson at the lift, and Best One Tires and Service of Jackson, making your family safe with our family tires and services. And let's not forget about the good folks at Poplar Corner Exxon, the only true full-service station in Jackson, offering all major and minor vehicle repairs and service, plus propane gas, the intersection of Hollywood and the 45 bypass. So, with 34 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, TCA will get their third crack at it. They haven't moved the football here in the first 2 possessions. We'll see what Kevin Davis and this TCA offense can do here with this possession. Now Davis calls his own number around the right side. He needs help. He slides, goes to the ground and slides. That's going to end up being basically no gain right there. Great pursuit by this Southside defense. And really, right now, he's the only one back there, really no other ball carrier. He's got a blocker in the form of Will Allen Smith, but the Southside defense absolutely does not believe that he's going to hand off the ball. So when he's not throwing the football, they're keying in on number 7, Kevin Davis, the junior quarterback. Clock runs down, and that will do it for the first quarter. Let's see if the officials notice. They do. They blow the whistle, and after 1 quarter, it's 14-0. Southside with the lead over Trinity Christian. Tell you what, we'll take this 1-minute timeout on Jackson's News Talk 101.5 and WNWS.com.
It's the competition crusher. Season going on now at Sarah Jackson. We will beat any dealer on any Chevy. Period. 2018 Chevy Spark starting at $11,921 and payments as low as $184 a month. 2018 Chevy Sonic starting at $14,999 and payments as low as $239 a month. You can save over $12,000 on new 2018 Silverados. Big city deals. Small town hospitality. Only at Sarah Jackson. One destination, so many choices. Crushing the competition every day in every way.
Welcome to Jackson's original News Talk FM. The information you want to hear at the office and on the road. Jackson's News Talk 101.5 FM.
Boy, I'm just sitting here noticing this amazing camera work. Take a look at this right now, guys. If you're watching at WNWS.com, take a look at the great film work by Paul and his entire staff, Worthy Road Studios. I mean, you're just not going to find coverage like this with the instant replays and the zoom ins. It's just an amazing job that he and his guys do on Friday nights, and we really, really appreciate the work he does. So here we go. 2nd and 10 for TCA. Here's Davis with a pass out into the right flat, about 10 yards. Pass is complete that time to number 25. We don't have a 25 on the TCA roster that they've given us, so I'd love to be able to tell you who that is, but I cannot. But what I can tell you was a great tackle that time by Frazier Ellison. He met the receiver just about the time the ball got there, and a fantastic tackle that time by the senior DB. Setting up about 3rd and 5 right now for Southside. For a TCA. On their third possession, here's Davis rolling to his left. He needs help. He finally throws the ball out deep into the left side of the field, and there was no receiver there. Was just throwing the ball away. Again, instant pressure by this Southside defense. The very second that he gets that football, they're all over him. So 4th and 5 here. We'll see what Coach Butler wants to do. It's 14-0 right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions were to go for it, but they're not going to. They'll let Southside walk it back 35 yards, and the Hawks will begin their third possession. They've scored on the first 2. We had a rain shower about 35 minutes before the kickoff of this jamboree, and it was sweltering beforehand. This made it a little bit steamy, but overall the rain's kind of gone away, at least for right now. And this place is absolutely packed. The jamboree is a great event where all of Jackson comes out. And this is, and I think the best part about this is, and we love our friends from all over the areas when they're with us in our jamborees, but I love the fact that this is all Jackson. Love the fact that it is all Jackson Jamboree, and also love the fact that all three of these matchups featured a public versus a private school. And in the first game, it was Northside knocking off USJ 13-6, TCA trailing Southside 14-0. And the nightcap tonight will be the host team, Liberty, taking on Darby Palmer and the Jackson Christian Eagles. Now here's Latham off a left tackle, makes one man miss, breaks another tackle, fumble, and the ball is caught in the air. Let's see who that is. That's actually number 5, Corey Curry for TCA. I'll tell you what, that was another great run by Latham. He picked up about 25 yards, but he got hit from behind, and the ball came out, and Curry was able to snag it in the air. That's exactly what the Lions needed. The first mistake by Southside, and that comes after a big 20-yard gain by Latham, who must have 150 yards already here in the Jamboree. He's been the most impressive player so far that we've seen tonight through about the halfway point of this Jamboree. So here's Davis and the TCA offense with their fourth crack at it, seeing if they can get something going. This play is blown dead at the snap. And again, this Southside defense will be offsides on Southside, so they'll move it up 5 yards, and it'll be 1st and 5 with 8:44 and a running clock. That clock will stop in the last 2 minutes of it, but if fans are out there and are wondering why is the clock running, because that's the way we do it in the Jamboree, except for the final 2 minutes. So 8.5 left to go in this one. Again, if you're a Liberty fan or JCS fan, you haven't missed a thing. They play right after this one, and it is our distinct pleasure to bring it to you. Now here's Davis getting pressure from the backside, rolling, throws the ball up in the air, going for his receiver down to the 30-yard line. He can't haul it in. There's barbecue smoke. The grill smoke is so thick over the field right now, it's kind of hard to tell who the player was on that one, but a nice job breaking up that pass in the secondary. That was number 23, Harold Ingram. So that sets up 2nd and 5 for TCA from their own 46-yard line. Seabass, Dan Reeves, Paul Schulze, Lawson Mann, and my good buddy Jonathan Greer. And I believe that Paul has a couple of other folks working with us tonight. I have not met them, then I'll get those names out there for everybody. So 2nd and 5. Here's a pass for Davis out to the right after about a 7-yard pass falls incomplete. Again, that's to number 25, and we don't have a 25 on our roster, so we would like to tell you who that is, but we don't have a 25, so we can't do it. 7:21, the clock runs. TCA needs to get something going right here immediately. You got Will Allen Smith in the backfield, the freshman, with Kevin Davis, but at this point mainly for blocking purposes. He doesn't have a carry so far here on the night. 3rd and 5 for TCA. Here's the snap. Davis rolls to his left, a quick flip out into the left flat. It's caught, but it's going to be about 2 yards short. He completed that pass to Will Allen Smith, who released out of the backfield, but it's about a yard or 2 short. So let's see. I'm sure TCA is probably going to go for it this time around. Well, let's say it's a long 2. They're going to say it's 2 yards short. Somewhere around the 48-yard line of TCA. A long 2. They'll need to get just inside of Southside territory to pick up the first down on this 4th down conversion attempt. With 6 minutes and 21 seconds left to go, and let's see, did Southside jump off again? I think they did. They did, and that's going to give TCA a first down. Boy, a mistake that time by Southside. They played so well tonight, a little over-aggressive that time in the game situation, so 4th and 2 turns into 1st and 10 inside Southside territory at the Hawks 47-yard line, and TCA in business with Davis in the shotgun. He is all by his lonesome. He's got trips to the wide side, that's the right, twins to the left. So no ball carrier. So, I mean, and for Southside, it knows if this is going to be a running play, it's going to be Davis and nobody else. But with those feet, man, I'd give him a shot. Now here's a man in motion, faking the jet sweep, straight seam route, having to come back to the ball. It's completed. The pass was so far underthrown. The DBs were on a dead go that time. They had to hit the brakes. The receiver did a great job of coming back to the football that time because the ball was very much underthrown. And it looks like Harrison Freeman scratched that. Will Allen Smith is the one that made the reception on the play that time. By far the best play for TCA in this jamboree tonight. Gets them down to the Hawk 25-yard line with 5 minutes and 4 seconds left to go, trailing 14-0. So they've had a little bit of success off that motion. See if they go back to it. Here's a direct snap. Davis calls his own number up the middle. He's hit from behind, falls forward for about a 2-yard gain. But again, you can see it's one of those young men that I'm telling you, every time he's got the football in his hand, you got to hold your breath a little bit, especially if he's on the run. The young man can absolutely fly. So 2nd and 8, just over 4.5 minutes left to go in this second game. It's been an entertaining jamboree so far. And look, if you look outside, you pan around here, you will see that the bleachers are all packed out and there are people lined up all over this place. We want to thank Liberty Tech for hosting the Jamboree tonight, Sports Plus Jamboree. It's certainly a pleasure to be here and bring you this broadcast. Here's the snap. Davis drops back and sets up and throws a duck up in the air that is caught. Holy cow, my goodness. That ball had a stewardess on it, and it looked like that was Will Allen Smith who goes up and gets that football, just snatches it out of the air. What a catch. That ball hung up in the air for about 3 seconds, but the receiver goes up, high points, and snatches it over 2 defenders that time. So Kevin Davis with his initial touchdown pass, and that's exactly what TCA needed, converting after that 4th and 2. It was a 4th and 2 that time, and Southside jumped off sides, and when they did, they gave TCA the first down. And when they did that, the Lions for the first time got something cooking, and a couple of Davis passes moved the ball down the field. Here's the extra point attempt is up. It's a low snap, but handled decently by the holder. The kick is up and in, and with 3:12 left to go, TCA has now cut that lead in half, and they lead Southside leads 14-7. So just like that, it looked like it was going to be a cakewalk runaway here. And it's going to be tough, difficult still, because as I tell you, we've got a running clock and under 3 minutes left to go. And the clock is running right now. Even though kids are over there drinking water, the clock is running. Obviously, that would not be the case in a regular season game. But with Jamboree, the rules are a little bit different. 2 quarters, 12 minutes apiece. Clock stops in the last 2 minutes. So Southside, honestly, with their running game, they should be able to whittle this one away. You would think it would be a steady diet of Eric Latham, who's had a brilliant game tonight. The one mistake he made tonight, and really call it a mistake, he got hit from behind. It was a 25-yard gain. Got hit from behind, and the ball came loose, but you got to protect that football. And here's Latham, makes a beautiful stutter step, breaks 2 tackles, gets a great block downfield. He's running down the left sideline, 1 man to beat, stiff arms him, breaks him, and he is gone. But I can tell you this ball is coming, this touchdown is coming back. That was a brilliant 70-yard run, but that looked like a block in the back to me by Southside. I didn't think they called it, but I see the mustard on the field, and I would be stunned if it is anything but that. But listen, even if it is coming back, ladies and gentlemen, remember the name Eric Latham, because that was one of the more brilliant runs that you will ever see. Now, he's big, he's strong, he's got wheels, but I want to tell you something. That was about as impressive as a run as I've seen in a long, long time. And I know it's a jamboree. I get all of that. And I understand that TCA's young men are not in full force tonight. I get all that. I don't care where you are. You can either make a run like that or you can't. And ladies and gentlemen, Eric Latham has proven that he can do that just right. And it would have been his 3rd touchdown of the jamboree, but that in fact was the call, block in the back. It's coming back. And so with 1:55, Southside will have the ball from their own 31-yard line after a brilliant run by Latham. I believe Latham's checked out on the sidelines. I believe that's the case. Let's see here. Couldn't tell from the other side. No, that's Latham trucking a lion that time. Holy cow. He said, no, you're not going to shortchange me on that one. Actually, that wasn't Latham. Good grief. They've got a stable, y'all. That was Austin Clark, the senior running back, who absolutely trucked a linebacker for TCA. It's kind of like I said. The motto of this season for Southside, unfinished business. That was very, very impressive. If you are a Southside fan, you really, really have to like what you see. And they haven't even had to go through the air here tonight. They've just lined it up and said, here's where we're going. Stop us if you can. Almost everything has been exclusively off left tackle so far tonight. Now Latham back in the game, cuts back against the flow. He's drugged down after about a 4 or 5 yard game. By far his worst carry of the night. And it was a nice run, but by far the worst one he's had all night, because basically everything else has been a touchdown. Got one more coming up after this. We're down to 1:21, as we told you. Wouldn't be surprised to see, Southside just salt this thing down on the ground, and that's exactly what's happening right now. I'm hearing calf rope in the background. Just over a minute left to go, and it's been an easy night tonight, by the way, for the Southside quarterback, Tyler Carver. He hasn't had to do very much tonight. Now here's another gift off of left tackle by Grantham, who stiffs on 2 players, knocks them down. He runs forward for about an 11-yard gain, first down with 48 seconds left to go. That'll stop the clock, because, again, we are stopping the clock inside the last 2 minutes, so the first down temporary stopped that thing. We have 1, maybe 2 more plays at the most left in this one before we get you ready for the nightcap. That nightcap, JCS, Darby Palmer and the JCS Eagles going to be taking on Liberty Tech, the host team here. And for Liberty, last year was what it was, and Coach Taylor and the Crusaders are really hoping for a bounce back after probably their most disappointing season in the last 10, 12 years. I don't think there's any question about it. So what should be the last play of the game, Grantham straight up the middle, only about a 1-yard gain, but that doesn't matter. That's going to do it. That's going to run the clock out unless somebody were for some crazy reason call a timeout. That will put the proverbial fork in it. Southside, very impressive tonight. They knock off TCA 14-7. So far, public 2, private 0. 1 more to go. We'll take this 4-minute timeout and come back and get you ready for the nightcap with JCS and Liberty on Jackson's News Talk 101.5 FM and WNWS.com.
Exxon still believes in good old-fashioned service, always putting the customer first. Ken Lilly and his staff are committed to professional, expert, and friendly service. At Poplar Corner Exxon, you have choices. Your choice of ethanol or non-ethanol gas. Your choice of self-service or full service, including checking your tires, under the hood, and your windshield washed. You can also get your propane gas at Poplar Corner Exxon, plus minor or major car repairs. They'll take good care of you at Poplar Corner Exxon, Hollywood and the Bypass, Jackson.
There's several occasions in life when a man just needs to look good. And at Cambridge Limited Men's Clothier, we understand those moments. Sally, will you go to the prom with me?
I would, but you look like a hobo.
Do you take this man to be your husband?
Not dressed like that, I won't.
Located on North Highland across from Toys R Us, Cambridge has the best tie selection in town, plus the best price. Size selections 36 short to 54 long and up. We have a tailor on staff and offer law enforcement specials on suits. Cambridge Limited Men's Clothier, North Highland, across from Toys R Us.
Range USA is Jackson's only indoor shooting range and open to the public 7 days a week. Monday is Family Day. Tuesday is First Responders and Healthcare Day. Wednesday is Free Gun Rentals. Thursday is Ladies' Day and Educators' Day. Friday, Pro Gun Day. Range USA offers Tennessee handgun permit classes on Saturday and so many other classes you'll love. Sunday, bring your church bulletin and get a free target. Range USA, North Highland behind Taco Bell, Facebook, and rangeusa.com.
The first thing people notice when they pull up to your home or business is what it looks like on the outside. How the grass looks, is it pleasing to the eye? Boykins Mowing and Landscape has been keeping their customers satisfied for over a decade. Licensed and bonded, Boykins can improve the health and quality of your lawn today. From mowing and weed control to mulching and stump grinding, Boykins does it all. Call Boykins Mowing and Landscaping at 394-7249 and let them set you up on a plan that works for you. Boykins, the only name you need to know in lawn care.
We put money in your pocket and leave your land like it should be left. Wade Norris Logging.
Are you a landowner seeking options for your timber? With 25 years experience, Wade Norris Logging will advise you with the best solutions for harvesting your timber. Quality work and caring for the land are reasons Wade Norris was named Tennessee Master Logger of the Year. As a landowner, you deserve the best price when selling your timber. Wade Norris will find the right market for your valuable commodity. Questions about your timber? Call Wade Norris at 731-664-9386. That's 731-664-9386. And to read what others say about Wade Norris, log on to WadeNorrisLogging.com. Wade Norris will get you the best price for your timber. Call 731-664-9386. That's 731-664-9386. And visit WadeNorrisLogging.com.
We put money in your pocket and leave your land like it should be left. Wade Norris Logging.
Insurance is the way to protect yourself and your family, and no one is better helping you through the insurance maze than Brandon Jones State Farm. Brandon Jones has been Jackson State Farm agent since 2006 after graduating from Lambuth University. Home and property, life, health, banking products, annuities, mutual funds. All the products you need to ensure a prosperous future. Brandon Jones State Farm Insurance, 2152 North Highland across from Toys R Us. 660-6800 for Brandon Jones State Farm Insurance.
More than just the headlines. Get the real story here. Your source for news, weather, sports, and traffic. Jackson's News Talk 101.5 FM.
Well, it's about time to start this third game. And again, it's going to be very, very difficult to top that performance by Southside's Latham, who ran wild over TCA. That final's 14-7. But now we've got one more for you tonight. That's JCS and Liberty. The Eagles with the ball to start things off, trying to go off left tackle, nothing doing. Liberty, and to nobody's surprise, as always, one of the most athletic-looking teams that you will see, not just in Jackson, but in all of West Tennessee. They are blessed athletically at this school and have been for years. You can look at this defense and see that that is the case. Plenty of size and speed as well. And here is Coach Darby Palmer's double tight formation. One wide receiver split to the short side. And back in the backfield, here's a low snap. Quarterback goes down and gets it, but he is in big time trouble, and he is taken down. Nasty looking tackle that time.
Is anyone in there?
It's Caden Clark, who I thought that was a nasty looking tackle. He started to get up, but comes back down to the ground. That was a totally clean tackle. Spun him around, looked like maybe one of his feet planted into the ground when he was rolled. And on the first play of this one here, we've got an injury to the quarterback that time, Kalen Clark, so we'll see if we can get you updated on that one. But certainly not the way that JCS and Coach Palmer wanted to start this one off.
Well, Mew went down to take a couple of photos for WAWS.com.
Find some good ones?
Got some good ones. What'd you think, Southside and Trinity Christian?
You know, I mean, it is clear that Trinity was missing some of their teammates, and Kevin Davis, if he's having to play quarterback, he can't really utilize what his strengths are in my mind. That's going to be tough for them, but good grief, Danny, by far the most impressive player that we've seen tonight so far is senior running back for Southside, number 27, Eric Latham. Had 2 touchdowns in this one and had a 70-yard touchdown also called back. He ran for nearly 200 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Jamboree with a running clock.
2 12-minute quarters. He did that in. Clark is shaken up for Jackson Christian. Going to be helped off the field by the Sports Plus trainers. Caden Clark, a 6'1" junior.
Turned into a little bit of a steam bath in this joint, yeah?
Oh, boy. You know, you just don't expect this type of heat in August.
But, you know, we have not seen tonight, surprisingly, so far. We haven't seen anybody go down with cramps tonight, knock on wood.
Well, you know, I thought about that a little bit ago, Bill. You're right about that. Chester County JV lost to Riverside 15-6. You can watch our Jamboree here, Sports Plus Jamboree, if you log on to WMWS.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll see the screens. Pick the USA screen. So, 2nd and 3, Jackson Christian from the 0-34. On the ground they go, nothing there. Jackson Christian and Liberty Tech here the nightcap in the first quarter. Squallis. I like the new, well, I say new, first time I've seen them, the all-white unis for Jackson Christian, a white helmet. And the numbers and numerals are dark gray trimmed in black with the JC in gray on the helmet with a nice stripe, gray stripe trimmed in blue. That's a good combination in the view.
Yeah, I like it. I love the all whites.
3rd down to the air and incomplete. Had a man open and first down yardage. They couldn't make that connection. Seth Snyder, the intended receiver, just threw it behind him. Had him wide open, plenty enough for a first down. 9:31 left here in the first quarter. The QB for Jackson Christian, Walker Ray. That's just threw it behind him, had him wide open.
Yeah, and Walker's a freshman. You know, Walker probably wasn't expecting to play right now, but with the injury to Caden Clark on the second play of the game, you got to, as you know, you're always one snap from being the man.
I know you can tell him, but Caden's a junior. Been running first team all summer long at camp, and you're right. They call the freshman's number, and you're like, oh boy, here we go. Here's Liberty on offense for the first time. Coach Taylor's team coming off a one-win campaign. A year after playing for a state championship. On the ground, it's eaten alive. They're going to lose yardage in the backfield. That penetration. Hal Carter, a senior, 5'8", 200-pound pass. He came absolutely clean. No one even touched him and threw him for a loss.
Yeah, they overloaded the box that time. You see what they're saying, don't you, right here? They're saying, go ahead, throw it.
Throw it.
Yeah.
We dare you.
You can, go ahead.
So Liberty going to center this time to QB. Is Kenneth Donald. High formation. Donald rolling left. A little short pass out to flat, complete. Outside the numbers. Breaks one tackle out to the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of right at 5. It'll be 3rd and long for Liberty.
Well, and Danny, there were 8 men within a yard and a half of the line of scrimmage, including 6 on at that time. And one, the right guard missed an assignment that time, and the quarterback's lucky he didn't get hit from behind. But if you release, I think about it like a Y hot right there, Danny, or a motion man that takes a straight cut right off the snap. There's nobody there.
Darnell Gray on the reception. He picked up 7. 3rd down and 5. Liberty at their own 40. Donald and QB goes shotgun this time. He'll hand it off, trying to sweep it right side, and tripped up as flags fly. What a great defensive play. He may have been held, but still made the play on the defensive line for Jackson Christian. A beautiful play. That's Austin Lewis Allen, 6'2", 230 pounds. That was a gorgeous play, and he was being held. We watched the Hughes Eye Group replay. I mean, he was held the whole time and still
did it.
Still got him, Mew.
Yeah, and you know, I would accept this penalty. I would. I know it would be 4th down, but the distance would make it close enough because I would not trust Liberty to gain that much yardage on 3rd down. I would definitely take this penalty.
Well, and they're going to take your advice and march Liberty back. The Crusaders are marching, but they're marching in reverse. So third down and about 20. The new line of scrimmage for the Crusaders. Their own 27. Paul Schultze and Lawson Mann, Worthy Road Studios. What a job tonight. Michael Osborne, Jonathan Greer. So third and long. Here's Liberty just going to run a quarterback draw that's going nowhere. As Bass told you, Jackson Christian does not believe in Liberty's aerial assault. And Kenneth Donald, the QB, just went shotgun and on 3rd and 20 and tried just to run it up the middle, Bass, and there was nothing there.
Well, and what you hope if you're a Liberty fan, Danny, right now, especially from the offensive side of things, what you're hoping is that basically that's Coach Taylor said, okay, we're not showing a thing. We're not showing a thing offensively. We'll be as vanilla as we possibly can be, and that way in week number 1 they don't have enough film to know one way or the other. That's what you hope anyway.
So Jackson Christian going to run their offense back on the field. They'll take over offensively at their own 45-yard line. 4:53 left in the first quarter. Scoreless. Jackson Christian at Liberty. Shotgun formation. It'll be a give right side for a gain of a yard for the Jackson Christian School Eagles running the football. Was number 28, Bass. I don't see him on the roster that I had.
Obed Hearns.
Is he 28?
28 is Obed Hearns.
Sure don't. I don't have it on the roster. Marco's Pizza. Bass, they're looking to hire some drivers. We'll tell you about it in a moment. 2nd down and 9 to the air. This time going to be an open completes at midfield and taken down immediately by the Crusaders. On the reception for Jackson Christian is Snyder. Seth Snyder, that's a gain of 4 to be 3rd down and 5. Marco's Pizza, man, you get the tips. Well, of course you get paid hourly, then you get tips. So if you want to earn some money delivering pizzas for the hottest pizza chain in America, it's locally owned here, Marco's Pizza. Call 300-0400. You need to go by and apply in person. 3rd down at 5. Back to the air. Well, back to the ground. Pressure, sack. Oh, Liberty got through there that time. Buick sacked him way back at the 42-yard line. It'll be 3rd down at about 14.
Yeah,
pardon me, sorry, Buick. 4th down at about 14. There was a hold they let go because, well,
why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
He's sacked.
Yeah, and fighting through that hole was Jeremiah Fitzhugh, who just absolutely whipped the tackle off the snap. That was just a pure case of speed right there. I really like what I saw out of Fitzhugh. And another young man that I thought was pretty impressive was senior Gianni Thomas. Now, Danny, he's right here behind the bench. You see him, number 91?
He's
Look at
low
those
center.
tree trunks he's got for calves.
Yeah, I mean, low center of gravity. He looks like maybe 5'10", maybe.
Yeah, you're not moving him off the ball.
Earl Campbell thighs.
That's the worst. Let me tell you something. As a 6'3" tackle, I hated going up against players just like that.
Yeah, because they get the leverage on you.
I can't get lower than they can.
Yeah, you get, if you want to apply to be a driver for Marco's Pizza, apply in person, please. Van Drive in front of the Home Depot, Marco's Pizza. With those tips and all, these drivers make pretty good money delivering pizzas. Need to own your car and have insurance. Pitch right side road. 40, 45. Dragging Eagles out to near midfield. Beautiful run that time for the Crusaders. Senior Cedric Jewett. And the Crusaders now, no one is bigger fans of the Crusaders than the Crusaders. They make a play. They like to get up and hot dog it a little bit.
Let you know they made a play.
Yeah.
Hey.
And that's, that's, if there's a knock against Coach Taylor, it's some people say it's not running a tight enough ship, but we'll see. One win last year. To the air. Got a man open, caught at the Eagle 45 and putting his head down, picking up a couple of extra yards. It's DeJuan Grubb. That's a gain of 9 on first down. It'll be second and short.
Well, and I tell you what, that was that toss sweep on the first play of this drive to the right side really started. It seems like it's loosened up that defensive front. We saw a few minutes ago, what was it, Danny? I said 8 men or a yard and a half off the line of scrimmage right there, daring them to do anything.
Exactly. They're daring Kenneth Donald, the QB, to go to the air. I formation, Donald under center, I formation, one wide receiver. Donald going to pitch it right side to the 45 with room. 40, 35, and tripped up just as he was accelerating down the sideline. It'll be enough for a first down. It's a gain of 7, but that one could have went to the house very easily. Cedric Dewitt was kicking it into high gear when he was tripped up. He just about hit that sideline. Butte hit a bit in the end zone.
What I wanted to kind of intimate was that they should go with the toss sweep a little more. You can see that is the thing that is really giving JCS fits here.
Minute 7 left. First quarter scoreless. Liberty. Jackson Christian. Crusaders on the move. Donald under center. First and 10 from the Eagle 35. It's a fumble, and it's a scramble for it. Who's got it? There comes the beanbags. It's a live football. I think Liberty was able to recover their own fumble. They weren't.
Well,
Donald recovered his own fumble. View.
Yeah, they were able to hold on to that football. We saw it cost USJ early in the first game.
Peabody shut out South Gibson 21-0 tonight.
Leaping Lizards. South Gibson's replacing 19 starters, counting both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I mean it's an overhaul.
I tell you, you'd have a hard time finding a more talented coaching staff than that Trenton Peabody coaching staff. Here's Donald under center. He'll hand it off to the tailback. Second man through, and he's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. But then you got Shane Jacobs, the head coach of Peabody, who was the assistant under Tab Val at Northside. Tab comes to Peabody with him. Tab is now the assistant for Shane Jacobs. Then you've got Coach Driggers, who had a little bit of trouble, but Peabody standing behind him. He'll be back when everything settles down. You've got Mickey Marley coaching middle school over there. The legend, that Mickey Marley, who's also, of course, you can lean on him whenever you want to. You got Tim Haney, the superintendent, over there, who's he took Peabody all the way to state championship game. Bass, I don't know of a more talented coaching staff than what Trent Peabody has right now, and certainly with Mickey Marley at the middle school. What a great situation. That's a great school over there.
We had an opportunity when we were in Trenton a couple of weeks ago to talk with Coach Jacobs and with Coach Val. And, the thing about Coach Val's only an assistant because he wants to be. How many schools you think out there right now, if he told you, I'm interested in your open job, that'd be their first call? Be mine. It'd be mine. I loved what he did at Northside. I loved what that man did at Northside, and I'm confident could do it anywhere. But he's very happy at Trenton. He's very happy, and it's a role reversal, as you mentioned, because Shane was his assistant. But, and I talked to Shane about that, and he said, listen, yes, I'm the head coach, but it's like we have another head coach here on the team. And not every head coach would be willing to do that, to lean on an assistant like that, but especially a young one. But Coach Jacobs knows what he has in those assistants, and he uses them very well.
Third down and 13. Liberty from the Jackson Christian 36. Donald under center. 3 wide. I formation, 2 running back sets. Donald stands up and throws it quickly, and it was deflected backwards.
I don't think it was.
Well, let's look at the.
I think he just threw it backwards. He did.
Let's see. Hughes, I group. Replay. Paul and Lawson, could you run it one more time? It's hard to tell if that ball was. I don't think it was deflected.
Danny, it wasn't. And that ref, he's spotting it right there. He's trying to tell the best. No, that ball was backwards for sure. That's a 7-yard loss.
Here's another look at it. Yeah, he threw that ball backwards. And Bassett came out of there. It looked so weird. I thought it had to be deflected. but it wasn't. What great work tonight from our production crew, Worthy Road Studios, Paul Schultze and Lawson Mann. And I don't know the name of the two Russians that work for Paul, but
are they really Russian then?
Yeah, they are Russian.
Okay, all right.
And there's some, I'm sure, some photos that's going to come online that showed Bass talking with, there's a male and female Russian.
I have nothing to hide.
And it's no collusion. It's a witch hunt. There's one of them right there's the male.
The male?
The male
the
Russian.
goldfish?
And I don't know. I don't know what he's up to down there. There's no collusion here. It's a witch hunt. But when Bass was talking with the Russian, the male, and we're talking about Russian adoption, Bass is willing to adopt a Russian tennis player about 22 years old. Here's Liberty going deep down the sideline with a pass, and it's caught. It was a jump ball taken out of the air in the red zone. I mean, it was just an athletic play by senior Stephen Bush. Went up high to pull that down because Donald's pass was a wounded duck at best. And it was well covered, but Bush just went up Bass and outleaped the Eagle defensive back. Graham Scott was in position view, but Bush just beat him.
Yeah, that was not a good pass, but you're right. Timed that leap just right.
They mark him at the 5. They got to sweep it left side of the ground. Looking for the edge. Has the 5. Dives towards the pylon. Touchdown. Touchdown, Liberty. Just speed to the edge. And Liberty hits pay dirt. The Crusaders with 10:17 left here in this second and final quarter. We look at the replay there to see. Man, you guys couldn't go get that camera off me, man. Me and Jeremy, we have not at our best. We don't look our best. Cedric Hewitt got that touchdown. And plus, you're going to bring Jeremy into this with these two Russians.
I don't know anything about any Russians, but you got any food over there in that booth?
Oh, it's gone.
Jeremy Chandler
gone.
Yeah, my
with
bad.
Sonic. Liberty's going to go for 2. High formation. Donald's under center. He'll hand it off. Going untouched into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Donnell Gray, and Liberty takes an 8-0 lead. Bass, but it's not a good side in the Jamboree that you're not working on extra points. It pretty much that tells you that's a clear sign Liberty's given up on extra points this year.
I will never understand it. I will never. Dan, you saw me about 7 years ago, and no, I'm not interested in bringing that back, but you saw me about 7 years ago doing Kicking It with Bass. You remember that?
I'll never forget it.
I had a 35-yard field goal. Now, was anybody in my face? No, obviously. It's very different. It was off a tee. But you can't find anybody in school to kick an extra point.
Now, think about this, Bass. That was about 100 or 200 pounds ago
I
as
weighed
well.
450 pounds at the time.
I don't.
Find someone. You have a soccer team. Find someone, because you're going to lose a football game that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somewhere down the line. And what you hope is that it's not one that costs you a playoff game or a chance to get into the playoffs.
There's no, I tell you, Mew.
And if you tell me that you ran everybody out there, go get some more people and run them out there. It's an extra point. You may not be able to connect on 35-yard field goals, but you can find somebody within the walls of that school that can kick an extra point.
Listen, Bass and I both, of course, you hear us. We nearly come completely unglued over it. It's those final points of the game that make all the difference.
Right.
It really can make the difference between. I mean, what are you going to do when you miss the playoffs because you can't kick an extra point?
But don't come crying to us. That's what we're saying. Jeremy Chandler with Sonic of Jackson is with us here. Jeremy, how are you doing, man?
Hot. They got the camera on us. You can see how hot I am. Yep. And not the good-looking hot.
Please.
I'm
having a bad hair day.
I think I've lost 20 pounds tonight, please.
Said I'm trying to eat.
We need to do this in the fall.
Bass is trying to eat.
Dan, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
In that second game, did you go eat?
No, I didn't. I was out there taking photos. Like I said, and if you have heard this, Bass, it's a lie. I was out down there talking with that Russian about adoption. It's not. There's no collusion. It's a witch hunt.
Is that a light in that kid's face shield? It looks like a blue light that's been clicking back off, on and off. Have you seen that tonight? Number 21 for Liberty. It don't have a name.
Oh no, they would not. Surely they wouldn't allow that. Second. All right, so foul ball. The snap got away from the QB, and he had to run it down and just lay on it. Did Walker Ray, the freshman who's in there, because first play from scrimmage offensively, the starting QB was injured and had to be helped off the field. I forgot his name, the starting quarterback.
Yeah, that was Caden Clark, who went down on the second snap of the game.
We miss Richard, the narrator, Barber, tonight. The narrator left some of his skin on the road in Arkansas. He's fine, but it's another fumble. The quarterback sacked, and Liberty has the ball inside the 10. As that ball rolled back inside the 10, and Liberty covers it up at the 5. On the fumble recovery was Cantrell Fuller, and the Crusaders come up with another big play, and it looked like he just dropped that football, View.
Yeah, it really did, and right now it's jailbreak time for this Liberty defense, man. They're just pinning back and going to get the ball carrier. In this case, it was a loose football and a turnover by Jackson Christian. But if you're Coach Palmer right now, you're already down one quarterback. You're just trying to get out of this jamboree unscathed the rest of the way.
8-0 Liberty. They take over officially at the Jackson Christian 5. Donald, the QB, under center. He'll hand it off second man through. Tackled at the 4, gain of 1. Jeremy Chandler, Sonic of Jackson. Sonic, would that look beautiful on the screen?
It does look good. Thank you, Dan.
America's Drive at 6 Jackson locations.
If they get the scoreboard next time, they can pan down a little bit and see that nice van. Here it goes. Look at that.
Look at that Sonic van right there.
Hey,
boy, I tell you, Paul Schulze and Lawson, man, are the best in the business.
They do a good job.
By the way,
kids, quit trying to eat that van.
Paul, second down and goal. Paul, if you can go back to that Liberty, did he get in? They got in. Touchdown, Liberty. That's Cameron Brooks. Paul, if you can go back to the Sonic van in the end zone. Jeremy, I want you to look at something. You, sir, are flirting with disaster. You left Baby Tater Tot in that van, and the temperature's about 75 degrees.
It's got
the windows are rolled up.
Indoor air conditioning.
Look at Baby Tater Tot right there. He's looking at those girls.
Yeah.
He looks okay.
That was my nickname in college, Baby Tater.
Baby Tater Tot. Bass used to ask him to put ketchup on him.
Smear it all over.
Liberty going for 2. Donald to the air. It bounces off the belly of one of the officials. It incomplete. Hit him right in the gut. His old friend Belly Fat.
Okay.
I've had so much fun calling these games over the years.
Heck
and the narrator's
old friend Belly Fat.
Hey, you saw the coin toss. Was it on the camera here?
Yes.
That coin, my nephew.
Are you questioning us?
No, not at all.
Can't prove it if it wasn't.
That's right.
J. Chan Creations on Facebook. My nephew's Facebook page. He does all kinds of. You met Jordan. You know Jordan.
Yeah, he is very creative.
Crazy. He made that coin for us for tonight for the coin toss.
That's awesome.
But J. Chan Creations on Facebook. Go to that page and look at his work. He's got a lot of work there. He sells and does a good job.
16-0. Oh no, probably 14-0. Liberty had second. Try for 2 was no good. Jackson Christian takes over their own 30 on the ground. left tackle for 4 yards. Jeremy, I wanted to ask you about Limeade for Learning, and also want to ask you about these hometown slushes named after high school football teams in Jackson. All the schools at WSJ, and
Sacred Heart.
We got to get in Sacred Heart.
Yeah, they never responded. I mean, it could have been miscommunication.
I bet it was.
Unfortunately,
You know, I'm going to talk to them for you because that's a wonderful.
I mean, I want the kids. The kids, you know, they so excited when I told them they had their own school slush. They can choose their own school slush, and they were so excited.
So if you like a Northside fan or Liberty fan or Jackson Christian or Southside, just go to any of the Jackson Sonics. There's 6 locations and order a. Say, I want a Jackson Northside. Says a fumble, and Liberty's on it again. Holy moly. Boy, the wheels have come off. Yeah, the Jamboree for Jackson Christian. Best thing we can say for Jackson Christian tonight is that those new uniforms look great, but they're having trouble on the field tonight. So you buy you say, I want a Northside slush or a Jackson Christian slush, and you get
and for everyone between now and the end of the fall season, football season, 25 cents of every slush for that school sells will go back to that school.
That's great, Jeremy. I'm going to tell you something. I'd hire you in a minute. You have done such a great job with Sonic. I know you love the family that owns Sonic.
I do.
You love Sonic, and you have done a wonderful job. I got to tell you.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks, Dan. I love what I'm doing and love getting involved in the community. So, and the Limeades for Learning you're talking about, limeadeforlearning.com. Teachers need to go there and submit their class projects. Voting will come back at the end of September through October. I'll be back on talking about that. You can vote for the teacher. And Sonic donates $1 million every year within those 5 weeks to fund those class projects.
How about that? So, Jeremy, thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you for doing what you do for us, too. I appreciate that. I know you're doing it for the number 2.
Look, there's Tater Tot. There's a little Tater Tot. Look at all the girls hanging around him.
Yeah.
Be careful. Somebody liable to take a bite out of his forehead.
Just like its namesake, Baby Tater.
Like one of them baby tater tots. He doesn't look as well done. I like mine crispy.
I could probably rent the van out to Bass, couldn't I? He might want to drive that thing around.
Drive around the bypass, licking the windshield. Come on, Baby Tater.
That tater tot looks Russian. Driving around with a glass of white Russian and tater tots.
We'll work for breakfast burritos.
Those breakfast burritos are
good. They are good. My favorite's well, I don't even know what it's called.
Do you know Bass?
That's my favorite, too.
You know those Sonic commercials with those 2 guys?
Yeah.
Bass is the 3rd guy in the Sonic commercials.
Now, I like that they've switched it up. They got the gals in there now, too.
Ultimate, yeah. I like that, too.
Yeah,
the Ultimate burrito.
With those jalapenos and tomatoes.
Well, Supersonic has the jalapenos. The Ultimate has
fellas. 3rd day, here's Jackson Christian play action, and sacked again. I mean, it's...
Wow.
Bass, what do you do with a performance like this in a jamboree if you're Jackson Christian coaching staff?
Nothing. Nothing. I mean, again, they lost their quarterback on the 2nd play of this thing. You know, who knows how much that changed what they were going to do offensively. Maybe they said, you know what, after this, we just can't take this chance. We're going to shut it down, and we're going to go straight vanilla.
That's all. Yeah, you're right. That's all you can do. It's
what I do.
When you lose your quarterback, as Bass pointed out in the 2nd play from scrimmage, it changes everything. You're like, everything you've worked on leading up to this jamboree, and the things you wanted to work on tonight, it's all out the window, isn't it?
All out the window, no question about it. I just hope, honestly, I really hope for Jackson Christian's case and for his sake, Caden Clark is okay and able to bounce back.
Darby Palmer, the head coach for Jackson Christian. Last year they made the playoffs. Got bounced in the first round, 42-12 by Fayette Academy, 5-6. Final records, and they open up next week at Trinity Christian. And you wonder if those 10 Trinity Christian players that were suspended for the Jamboree will be back next week. You and I don't know.
I don't know, Danny, and. That's a winnable football game right now for both of those teams. and a very vital game for them right off the get. So I anticipate that one being a big. They're already rivals anyway, but I anticipate that one being a very hard-fought game.
USJ. Well, we'll run down to where the teams open up next week after this one. Here's Donald going to the air, deep down the sideline, dropped at the 20-yard line. That was a perfect pass. I mean, just because the coverage was there, it was a small window, and Donald dropped it right into Demetrius Moore, the sophomore wide receiver. I think that we got a new quarterback in there, I believe, but that was a perfectly placed football. That was a Darius Pendergrass, a sophomore quarterback view. That Pendergrass may get some more looks with passes like that.
Well, Darius, don't call me Teddy Pendergrass. Let me tell you what he just did. He flicked that joint on a straight go down the sidelines, 45 yards effortlessly, and laid it in the basket of his receiver.
I mean, Tom Brady could have put it in there more perfectly, could he?
What a throw. Good.
I'm talking about Tom Brady with deflated balls. Couldn't have put it better. Pendergrass fumbled again. He fumbled again. He kicks it to the side, and who's got it? It's a fumble. I think Liberty somehow got back on top of it. Pendergrass was what looked like Teddy on that one. Close the door. He said, close the door. Off my toe.
Let me give you what you've been waiting for.
That's going to make the bloopers. Out of 50 seconds left. It's 14-0 Liberty. Liberty has the football. Some backups in there. Sophomore quarterback Darius Teddy Pendergrass. He'll hand it off, working right side. Lowers his head and punishes the tackler on that. Who was that kid running the football? He exploded into the tackler. That was junior Darnell Gray, dude.
I'll tell you what, he just lowered his head and just nailed that defensive back. And our defense, and you know what's crazy? In the NFL, he'd get a flag thrown on him for it.
I know, man.
And that's another conversation, I know, but still.
That reminded me, especially in slow motion instant replay, what I used to do to Johnny Chandler.
That was my first thought.
That's going to do it. So Liberty wins it 14-0 here on your home field at the Sports Plus Jamboree. Number 26 is in the books. We'll recap it all when we return here at Liberty. Next week it's for real. We'll tell you who plays who's zooming who when we return here. We got a station ID coming up on 108 to our stations on down the line. The same thing for our affiliates west of the Rockies, 0108 with a station ID. And View, I believe it's channel 3.
That's actually channel 7.
Oh, that's right. It's channel 7 to our affiliates west of the Rockies. And to our affiliates south of the border, it's, well, never mind. We don't have any there. We'll be right back here, but Liberty wins this nightcap 14-0 over Jackson Christian School. We're back in 4 minutes on Jackson's News Talk, 101.5 and WNWS.com.
This is WNWS-FM Jackson. News brought to you by the Hughes Eye Group, the best in medical and surgical eye care. 112 Stonebridge, Jackson.
This weekend at Old Town Spaghetti Store, enjoy the Roman platter. Breaded and deep-fried veal topped with mozzarella cheese and marinara sauce. Eggplant parmesan with meat sauce and meat manicotti served with tomato sauce. The fresh catch Atlantic salmon, the soup Tuscan bean and rice, and the best prime rib in town, slow roasted and cut to order, tender, juicy, and full of flavor. Served with side item salad and fresh baked bread. Happy hour Monday through Friday, 5 to 8 p.m. with half-price drinks. Old Town Spaghetti Store, Carriage House Drive, Jackson. Outside dining available.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, But Cy Young, your independent auto owner's insurance agent, will be there when you need him most, no matter what happens. Young Hughes Insurance Agency, strong through every storm. That's how it's been for the first 100 years and how it will be for generations to come. Cy Young with Young Hughes Insurance Agency, 731-696-5480. 731-696-5480.
When you step into King Jewelers, you're stepping into a family-owned business with nearly 30 years of experience. Let Grover King set you up with estate jewelry or the amazing Citizen Echo Drive watch, as well as custom-designed jewelry. King Jewelers buys gold and silver, offers Rolex repair, as well as watch and jewelry repair. Check out the selection of gemstone jewelry and diamond stud earrings. Store hours